Oh, finally. I fixed everything. Great. Let's wait for people to arrive. God, that took a while. Man, that was a lot. Let's see. Oh, hello, Speed. How are you, Speed? Oh, Speed. Now that I think about it, I should probably load up Discord. Anyway, yeah, man. Okay, so you're one of the first people here, Speed. Excellent. So, yeah. Oh, hello, X-Hunter. And hey, Chris. Yeah, guys. Sorry for being late. My computer had, like, an epic, awesome crash just before. And that's why I'm here late. Oh, hello, One Near. They know to call me Trip. Do I know this person? No, Birds. I don't. Ah, hey, Skelly. Oh, Skelly, are you here today? Yes, Birds. Okay, Birds. But yeah, guys, sorry. My computer had the crash, and that's why we took so long to get here. Hey, Ty. Hey, Vance. One second, I'm just loading everything up. Don't know why the bird's singing. Oh God. Okay, guys, come on. This is the loudest they've been in the last few days. I really thought I was finally training them too, you know. Also, today on Twitter, I saw the thing about the wobbling moon might cause more flooding, and I'm just thinking like, alright, nice, the Caribbean sunk. Let's see here. Okay, so I've loaded up at sushi. I see nothing too big here. And then I'm going to right the My Hero Academia Paradise server. Okay, cool. So I'm on the leaks for both of them. Lion King looks so good on stage. Really? Hey, Jason. Then Will said hello to the birds. Oh, I do know you, One Near. Oh, good God. I'm not gonna be able to figure out who that is. Let's see. Yamato's deal will be Kirin or Killen. Oh, you think so? Okay. Akirin. You think so? Man, come to find out, it's probably something else altogether. Okay, so I'm just looking it up now. The Killen. I don't know, man. It looks a little bit too horse-like. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. That's my antivirus going off. If you guys happen to hear it. Am I looking at the right one, actually? I don't think I'm looking at the right one. Actually, maybe I am. Ah, yeah, no, I'm looking at the right one. The Japanese one tends to be more different. Okay, I'll look into it, Speed. That's I appreciate your I appreciate that suggestion there. I'm gonna look into it. I kind of wait. Are there images for the One Piece spoilers out already? Because if the One Piece spoilers are out, I'll just go look at them right now. Actually, I can just go look at Manga Helpers. You guys are my first little bit of YouTube for today, so I haven't really done too much today. And Skill, how are you, man? How was yesterday for you? Okay, do you think Deku and Bakugo will be friends in a weird way they already... What? Yeah, no comment. Like, Deku and... well, look. Izuku thinks him and Bakugo are friends already, right? Yeah, no, like... Bakugo's gonna get to have his little moment with Izuku, I'm sure. I'm really not concerned about it. Like, when I see Bakugo being concerned, that's the concern of a friend. Yeah, the guy still has, like, bad behavioral issues because of, like, his like, just because of who he is. But they're pretty much friends. It's just Horikoshi's not very good at making this clear. They just dropped the new Shin Megami Tensei trailer. It defied all my expectations. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out afterward. Just... Here we go. So I'm just digging around for those pictures, see if I can spot anything. Okay, I found an image of One Piece. Oh, okay, so I see. Some people were suggesting that it might be the Byakuo model or the Kirin model. Or another one, Yamato continues. Anyway, oh yeah, next week we're gonna go into a break, right? Because next week we have next week is the Shonen Jump double break. Let's see. Hey Trip, did you freak out like I did once I realized was wearing his tie for his uniform? Once I realized Baku was wearing his tie for his uniform. What do you mean, Mr. Amon? Spider, okay, wife appeared in Moonlit Fantasy. Oh yeah, Vance. Imagine we don't see Deku vs Class A. We cut Sustain and All Might talking, then go back to Izuku standing over defeated Class A. No, Tai, come on, man. Get those horrible ideas out of here. Hello, Yusuke. She's a huge pervert. What kind of sites are you on that you need antivirus? Actually, Jason, it's kind of weird. For a while now, whenever I do a Google search, something gets dinged on the antivirus, and it's the same thing. I think it's just a tracker that Google has that the antivirus is picking up. Really hope we don't. Yeah, I really. Oh no, Miguel. There's spoilers. There's spoilers this week. We're just waiting for them now. Oh, work is work. Okay, cool. Good to hear, Skel. It's Isekai with Mecha. Okay. Did you watch Slime episode 2? No, I haven't been able to watch that. Like I haven't been able to do any like anime stuff today. I was just too busy. And then the only thing I got to watch today was Moonlit Fantasy, just because I was trying to catch up. And then yeah, I was hoping to watch Slime. Hey Sarge, I always change accounts like SMT and have controversial anime opinions. This feels like Death Ray. I feel like they did nothing that episode. Still like the extra information. Oh, okay. One near seems like Joe. I placed a video in stream chat. Okay, Vance. Most people would be okay with just the twist at the start from what I saw. I don't search through Google anymore unless I have some serious issue locating information. I use DuckDuckGo. Yeah, Jason, I sometimes switch to DuckDuckGo when it's very clear that Google's not telling me what I want to look for. And then DuckDuckGo usually has the final thing. It's just like for most normie sites, you know, it works. What do you think of episode 2 of Moonlit Fantasy? Well, I am going to put up, I do have my thoughts for it, but, like, I'm just gonna say, like, I think Moonlit Fantasy is pretty consistent with itself. It's pretty, like, I don't think it does anything overtly wrong. And with Moonlit Fantasy episode 2, things I appreciate, like, they talked a little bit about the magic system. They gave, one of the interesting things is, like, the mechanism by which the monsters are able to gain human forms thanks to the contracts. So you have the contract mechanism, you have the power mechanism, and then you got more of Shen's character and just like her Japanophile tendencies coming out. Yeah, I think the goofiest part for Moonlit Fantasy was just like when the guy has this little like freak out moment where he goes like kind of like, you know, anime rage mode, but not really. He just had that moment where he's talking down the spider and all that. Otherwise, I thought it was quite alright. Like, I don't have any big issues with Moonlit Fantasy. Like, unfortunately, you know, I really excel when I find things to, like, that are really bad in anime. But when you have a generally, not necessarily good, but just an anime that doesn't do anything overtly wrong, my opinions are going to be very different, and then the energy in the video is going to be very different, too. But I did find I found the preview video for Moonlit Fantasy, so, like, once the stream's over, I'll upload that, and then if anyone's interested, you can see like the episode 3 preview and whatnot. You might be asking, why am I doing anime preview videos? Well, because those videos do well when people are searching for them in the YouTube algorithm, and I'm still chasing algorithm. Any hoosers, Deku's going to take out Ochako with the other with his flick to make her useless. Do you think Stain is even capable of taking Deku from all the students? No, I don't think I think Stain is tactical, right? Like, Stain needs to be very tactical in this. Like, it's pretty much at the worst possible moment. That's when Stain really would need to arrive. He needs to pretty much kill Steel, or like something like that if he wants to. Like, he can't just show up in front of all the kids and hope to actually be able to take out like the combat savvy ones. Like, there's a few people that Stain could probably neutralize pretty quickly, because just from pure skill. But like the people that he wouldn't be able to deal with easily are people like Shoto, Ida, Bakugo, and Ojiro. Yeah, you might not think it, but Ojiro is a significant combat potential when it comes to someone like Stain. And the reason I say that is because Ojiro starts the game showing off his judgment. You know, like back when he was hit and running, like who knows how many villains. So that's like the issue with that situation. Stain would have to come in when everyone. If Stain is gonna save Izuku, it has to be when the kids are beaten down, is what I would think. But you never really know what justifications the author could come up with. How do you see Stain All Might encounter going? I'm really not think. You know, I'm one of the people that thinks that All Might talk to Stain over the 3-month time skip, and Stain might just be keeping an eye on everything. Like, I'm still really traumatized by Horikoshi thinking that Stain is a dark hero from one interview, but as long as he believes that, we're gonna see some good Stain action. Oh, hey, Bright Despair. It's okay. I like both the clout chaser trip and the overanalyzing trip. Ah, yes. Thanks, Miguel. I only like overanalyzing trip. Like, honestly, I really only like overanalyzing. But clout chasing keeps the lights on, so I don't really mind in the long run. The older you get, the less you care. But you know, moments like these where I get to talk to you guys, it makes me feel better. But like, I've been looking at my metrics recently, and some old videos I made like a couple months ago are getting a little bit more steam on the channel. So I'm really happy about that. Like, this is kind of how it works for my channel sometimes. Sometimes I have to wait like 3 months until I get payoff, but thankfully, like, some videos I made in the past are coming back with payoff. Like, oh man, just happy, just happy my channel can continue chugging along. That said, for Moonlit Fantasy, I think I will be doing comparison videos for it, just because there are some interesting points of comparison that I think were just like, it's nice trivia like always, just nice trivia, something to do. Now let's think. What do I need to do for today? Not really. Maybe Horikoshi. I would never use the words dark hero to describe Stain. Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. But it's just like, like, this is also assuming that the translation for that thing was correct. But it's a really old interview. It's an interview from back during the summer camp. But a lot of those interviews have interesting bits of information as well. Let me just see here. Oh, thanks, X Hunter. Kirishima is the biggest counter sustain. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Unless Stain has gas attacks, it's pretty much gonna be good. I thought I was going to have to say Sumiki X Yuji for you to catch on, but you obviously was be off that big description. I'm glad, Death Ray. Ojiro's easily the best hand-to-hand combat. You know, like, in terms of, like, the no-names in Class 1A, I agree. I think in terms of no-names, I think Ojiro is the best in hand-to-hand combat. He can most certainly beat Ochako. I really want to see Izuku just have inner monologue saying stuff like Page 7, Ida, Quirk Engines, and just starts countering everyone. Yes, that would be great. I would love to see that as well. And guys, alert me whenever, like, Asuchi's Twitter goes off. I'm ready. Stain will protect All Might from some minor villains. Apparently season 5 of My Hero Academia is ruined. Oh, is it? Is it ruined? In what way, Speed? Let's talk about that. Do you agree that Aqua is a better goddess than the crappy goddess in Moonlit Fantasy? I don't know enough about the crappy goddess in Moonlit Fantasy, Vance. Like, her, for some reason, I feel like I hated her more in the light novel. Because when I looked at the anime, I'm just not feeling it. I just don't feel all that infuriated by her. And also, I feel like the friendship between the kid and Tsukuyomi was kind of, it doesn't feel as strong. So yeah, man, like, I'm looking at it, and it's just, I don't really care. But, like, recently, and I think, if Gohan was here, but, like, Gohan, I think, showed me some other manga that have some shitty gods. And I just don't care in the long run. In terms of, like, Aqua versus this girl, I think Aqua's better, because Aqua, like, gets involved with Kazuma and all that kind of stuff. But otherwise, yeah, like, I legitimately don't really care about her, but I'm not sure if that's because I'm just jaded, or if because the novel iteration of the goddess is better. I'm not too sure. It's just like I can't bring myself to care all that much. Like the idea of cruel gods, that's not a new idea. And in terms of the idea of fighting cruel gods or having a cruel god be your opposition, yeah, no, I really like this girl is as vanilla as they come when it comes to cruel gods. And I mean, like, if you want to like understand where I'm coming from, like Aqua is really the one that stands out as like a really good example of a non-typical god. But like when you come to video games, a lot of times you're gonna end up fighting cruel gods. So just in terms of like what she did to the kid, all she did was really insult him and throw him into a wasteland. But the guy's is an isekai protagonist. I sincerely don't care. Heck, I think Administrator D is a much bigger dick in Spider than I think this girl is in Moonlight Fantasy or Moonlit Fantasy. I just can't bring myself to really be all that bothered. But I was bothered back in the light novel. That's like the important thing to keep in mind. I feel like my opinion though might be like partly because I'm just jaded. I have to like keep that in mind there. The word, oh, I guess just to answer question, Vance, I think Aqua is like better in every sense. The words I would use for Stain is immature person with superpowers. Bill Cosby is, I think, unstable person with superpowers. YouTube is really weird. You have to find ways to abuse the algorithm. I have seen post a video a day before he knows people will be searching for those terms. Yeah. That's like Vocal Pineapple is smart. Like that is a way of going about it. If I had like, if my schedule was a little bit more consistent, I would. Like my YouTube strategy is to upload and then check in 4 weeks to see if it got picked up on the algorithm. Because usually what happens is like it kind of goes steady for a certain period of time. The minimum is 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it's a sudden spike, and then it continues going on a higher number. It sucks. Shipping videos don't do that though. Shipping videos go strong from the very beginning, unless like sometimes a shipping video will like go strong and then have another spike. So they have like 2 stage spikes or something like that. I wonder if Stan is going to help All Might find All for One, so Deku won't be burdened trying to find him. I really hope so. I feel like Stain has an opportunity here since he's a villain. All you are getting one, so we just need the others. Yeah. Like the My Hero Academia chapters get 1,000 views. I will point out, like when I put like a sensational title, they get more views, but I hate doing sensational titles, so we'll just keep it here. I'll probably try and experiment with thumbnails again. But yeah, YouTube metrics are just all over the place. Lots of people saying that this is My Hero Academia slow season for the anime, especially when switching the arcs around. When we get to My Hero Academia, we already know they're okay and win. I feel the same. Oh yeah, no, I definitely feel that. Like when it comes down to, like if there's something that the anime screwed up here, it's the sense of surprise. Cause like the thing that Villain Academia has going into it is that you had the debates of as to whether or not the villains were actually going to get wiped. They weren't, but like, you know, the mystery of knowing whether or not Toga survived, that got some people through. Like right now, the anime is trying to create mystery by not giving us all the information all at once, and it's a, you can criticize whether or not you think it's effective. But in terms of a slow season, I don't know. It's like it's a setup season, right? Like this was a little bit of a problem in the manga too when it came to certain chapters, but this is just hard setup for the war. It's like the calm before the storm. I think that's okay to appreciate. JT was a massive snooze fest, even animated. Well, that's too bad. I appreciate joint training, but like I'm slow burn, right? I like slow burn, and I know not everyone likes slow burn, and I don't really need everyone to like slow burn either. But yeah, joint training for me was still a fun little time. I feel like Deku was going to get his ass beat. He just, mind you though, like thinking about it, like the reason I don't really care about the Hero Academia anime. Mostly because I already know the manga, so whenever I'm watching like any manga adaptation, it's just like, oh yeah, this is nice. This is nice and comfortable. I feel like Izuku's gonna get his ass beat. He just doesn't have the stamina to beat everyone, but I hope all Class 1A gets a moment in the fight. I hope so too, Young here. I hope that like everyone in Class 1A gets a moment. If we have a situation where there's like 2 people in Class 1A that don't do anything, I'm 100% going to criticize that, because like in this kind of situation, if you're going to have more than half the class do something, you need symmetry. You need to make sure that everyone gets a moment in the spotlight. Greeks did cruel gods the best. What do you mean? Let's see. I call that Madoka effect. Once a series subverts a trope, the subversion of the trope becomes the trope itself. After Madoka, now there are more magical girl dark stories. After Konosuba, now there are more isekai with useless goddesses. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That's very true, Miguel. Like, what happens, if you think about it from the perspective of everyone wants people to read their stories, and you think about trends, it's pretty much just a trend. It's pretty much someone writes a story like Konosuba was born online. It was on So You Want to Be a Light Novel, like that website in Japan. Konosuba starts there. People notice that Konosuba is getting all these accolades. It's getting readers, and then they think, okay, you know, let's play around with trend. Like the trend and trend following happens in almost every marketplace. Like right now, Amazon is dominated by, you know, reverse harem. They're still dominated by shifter for romance novels. For the male side, they're dominated by like harem, isekai, game literature, VR MMO type stories. The sci-fi side, I think they're dominated more by things that are closer to Warhammer. But yeah, no, like trends happen everywhere. Like Miguel puts it in more story-like terms with the trope talk, but this is just flat out market economics. This is just economics of retention. The same thing happens on YouTube when like one person does something and everyone else sees that it's popular. Other people jump on the style or something like that. My Villain Academia is getting the shaft. Next episode of filler. Now, personally, I don't mind the filler episode for next week, just because they have a history of doing these fillers. I do feel like it might be just like Tsuyu filler part 2 with Selkie again, which I think is a little lame. I think I would have been quite alright to say no to Ochako and Tsuyu and just go look at Momo. Because Momo and Majestic are the ones that really need more attention in order to make the Majestic death better. So, really, you know, they could have even had a team up with Momo, Majestic, and Ochako's team instead of teaming up with Selkie. It's just like... It's a waste of time. Selkie does show up at the war, but Selkie only has one panel in the war. Do we know how many episodes Fantasy will have? I thought it was 12. Joint Trade feels worse if you aren't fond of Class 1B. That's true. If you don't like Class 1B, you'd be in some trouble. The anime is more strict in what was more popular in manga. If something was not well received in the manga, they will probably skip over gore. Yeah, no, pretty much. And like personally, I do like it when the anime gets creative with an anime project. Just because it's, if you ever need a sign of we don't have any faith in you, it's definitely when the anime is changing stuff around. That's just... It's unfortunate, though, that it's affecting Villain Academia and not, say, Joint Training. Anyone see the... Oh, I saw the season finale. We'll talk about the season finale in a bit. Filler happens, but I can't believe it's a beach episode. I prefer to see all other intern to better about Majestic. Oh, agreed. Hercules' conflict with Hera is probably the earliest known man versus god story in Western mythology. They get vocal Pineapple picks fights all the time on Twitter to keep himself relevant. I know he had a big beef with Rogers Base a couple weeks back over something. Really? Picking a fight with Rogers Base? Why? I don't have the time for that, guys. I'd rather pick stupid fights with you guys than I would go on Twitter to pick fights with people. Who wants to fight me? Miguel, I can say some infuriating things, or White Despair. We can fight too, White Despair. What do you got? Let me think. White Despair, I think All For One is actually a genius. But yeah, alright, that's cool. Mystery is already gone. Basically, my reality is like a flashback, essentially. Although I noticed in that recent episode, they didn't show Gigantomachia in the shadows with the rest of the villains. So the anime is just being cheap. They're trying to change some of the context of some of the scenes to try and make some level of surprise still stay, and it's like, that's really cheap anime at this point. If you're gonna give away the surprise of the villain's fate, you might as well just show Gigantomachia, so at least you get people wondering like, oh my god, what is Gigantomachia doing there? Oh, Puzzle and Dragons. I'm glad you're with us. Oh, Chip, there's an anime season that's pretty much called Shota X One-san called... Oh, Mother of the Goddess. It's giving the same vibes as Miss Caretaker. Yeah, no, I saw something of that. I think while I was waiting for Moonlit Fantasy to load up on my rig. I don't think it was a harem. It was like whatever. I think people will be more upset that they decided to make a filler episode before rushing the Endeavor agency to have more space for My Villain Academia. That's a fair criticism. I blame the movie for the slow pass and arc switch. I'm not really fond of Pineapple. He's rather biased with his own opinions, but I do enjoy his personality. Oh, yeah. I've just seen a few of his videos just to see what his editing style was like. Yes, sorry. There's a chapter this week. Mother of God also seems to have censored and uncensored versions. Yes, it does have an uncensored version. We will have Shirakumo and the heroes vanish to have at the end of the oh wait, sorry. We still have Shirakumo and the heroes vanish from the city to have at the end, so Villain Academia is going to be squeezed even harder. Yeah. If there's only one person in the class who does nothing, then they're a traitor. Fair enough, Scale. I see what you mean. With a lot of these channels, their chapter headlines were straight up lies. Total BS clickbait. Yeah. Like, I just don't get it, man. Like, back in the day, the one that did this a lot to great success was Double 4 Anime. Like, before 2012, it was Double 4 Anime. He would have the wildest titles for his videos. And when you went into it, like, no one really ever called out the title. The people that were calling out the titles were mostly the other YouTubers who might have been having a beef with him. But nowadays, it's like, you kind of have to be a little bit misleading, a little bit bombastic, just to get the views. But it's like whatever. I've read some stories with some pretty nasty gods and goddesses. Yep. See Gohan, right? I told you guys right before he showed up, right? It was Gohan that like told me a few more manga, and then I found a few more. I'm back from uploading a huge amount of video to my channel. It's about 30 plus video. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. Poetry says, it feels like the order of anime episodes is dependent on making the movie seem canon in the story. Is it? Wait, Ty said something? What did Ty say earlier? I blame the movie for the slow pass. Okay, there we go. You know what? The interesting thing is that My Villain Academia had tie-ins to the second movie. And I'm actually really interested to see if they're going to keep the tie-ins to the second movie. Actually, I think we've already seen them keep one tie-in to the second movie. But it's interesting. Villain Academia, there was a panel that showed 9 in it. And it's just interesting to see whether or not that's going to stick. Let's see. I'm biased, but as long as Ida does literally anything at all of significance in this chapter, I'll be satisfied. Me too. I'll be satisfied with Ida if he just gets to do something. Sucks we all have to wait for the last day of July, the Great J, to start airing. Okay. Talking about light novel trends? Oh no, just general trends, Animamus. There's 2 isekais that recently premiered going on. Gosh, there's a lot of comments. Honestly, Kikabei titles is more annoying when they're lies. Yes. If the filler was going to spend time on anyone, it should have been Momo for a better payoff. Agreed. No one cares about Suyu anymore. Yep. Like, the author kind of botched her. Some light novels have long titles to explain what the main theme is, so people will check out the story. Nah, man. I think those long light novel titles started off as just being funny. Like, it was a trend that started online, and then now it's just become a thing. The first of what will be a trend is usually awesome, then the copycats or half-ass, cheap cash grabs. Yeah, but within 10% of that, like 10% of that will usually elevate. At the very least, have it be a general, what are all the students doing episode that gives you a small peek at everyone's internships. That would have been nice, but that's too much effort. Also, for all of you isekai don't have isekai in the name. Trip, you know Momo can't carry an episode by herself. Yeah. I mean, she was like one of the principal characters in the filler episode for the provisional license, right? I remember she had something there, but I think she was working with other people. Drugstore in Another World is being accused of this. Oh wait, Vance, what is Drugstore in Another World being accused of? Of being a copycat? Turning that double page into a full filler instead of that singular Ochako cover page would have been better in my opinion. I agree. I would have loved to have seen that. Although, note, it's funny when you see, like, I just recently did my script for the changes comparison in the last 2 Hero Academia episodes, and it's actually really interesting. When you look at the montage, they do some pretty stupid things. They remove Kurogiri, they remove Gran Torino and Tsukachi's like foreshadowing that they're going to be dealing with this, and they remove Fuyumi, which when you look at the chapters were all about foreshadowing that Fuyumi was about to come back into the anime. So they removed that. And then they added like Majestic in Momo's shot, and they added Ooh, someone else was added into one of the character shots. Oh yeah, Yoroi was added into Toru and them. And the thing I found interesting is just like this is just the reminder of how Horikoshi works. Sometimes he doesn't have designs ready, and the only times that the anime will ever be able to put in a design is when they already know what the future's gonna be. But at the same time, when the anime adds like that, it reminds you that this was there's a level of incompleteness when you're looking at the initial work. Whenever they fill in the gaps like that, but yeah, it's unfortunate because when you see the Class 1B characters, a lot of them are there without any teachers, except Bondo. For some reason, Bondo is standing next to all the glue, the people that have glue for heads. It's interesting that of all the characters that got random teachers, Bondo, the man with a weird head, has like an I don't know, a work study hero and a sidekick along with him, and it's interesting. I would have rather seen like who Monoma and Pony had gone with or whatever. Oh, hey Seth. Oh, excellent. Yes, I will take you all on. I will take you all on with your opinions. I'm not sure if I want to know anything about Twitter beefs. Overall, it's clearly the best villain in the series. So hyped to binge Moonlight Isekai. They probably want to end the anime on a high point. Endeavor Agency isn't a very good end of the season arc. No, yeah, that's my theory on it as well, Seth. Like they probably want to go on Villain Academia, but I think it's gonna be interesting. Based on my understanding, they changed the order of episodes because the villains are not popular. I don't understand this because the Akatsuki Phantom Troop were not in this situation. The Akatsuki and the Phantom Trope were not in this situation. Hunter x Hunter is different, I think. And for the Akatsuki, we don't really... Did we ever have like a full-on Akatsuki arc? I don't remember Poison Tree. Miguel, do you remember? Did we have a full-on infighting in the Akatsuki arc? Because I mean, I remember the moments of infighting only being like a couple of chapters long at best. The troll versus the thumb-sucking baby is obviously the troll is destined for victory. Oh, you know what? One thing to keep in mind is that the Akatsuki, they were all very beautiful people. And like the villains, they're not beautiful. I mean, you have Twice, who has to keep a mask on his face. You have burn-faced Dobby, and you have needs chapstick Shigaraki. I mean, the villains aren't beautiful. Like the villains have like maybe an intellectual beauty to them, but otherwise the villains aren't beautiful. They don't have the same kind of charisma that the Naruto characters do. Oh, thanks, Yusuke. You're my favorite Yusuke. That's overplayed. The villains are liked plenty enough in Japan. Roger was egging on My Hero Academia with... Well, to be fair, like, we do know the popularity rankings, right? And, like, Dobby's, like, rank 30. And Shigaraki's, like, in the top 10. Roger was egging on My Hero Academia with a Naruto better thing or whatever, which then caused them to go, I'm not the one who instigating over and over. Oh, okay. Oh, so Roger is doing it? They really shouldn't do another while trying to squeeze in Endeavor's Agency and My Hero Academia, or they'll go halfway into MVA and leave it as a cliffhanger. Does that mean that are not really popular shonen antagonists? Nah, man, like, they do show up in the popularity poll for, like, Shigaraki and Toga. Also, two manga I follow have a trash god as a villain. Kind of funny that Horikoshi made the people who had a kind of shouting compromise, or the people that Hori didn't showcase have a true heroic nature, being the ones that jumped to get the GPS. Like, for me, the ones that jump to get the GPS are the ones that don't really show up often, just to show that they care about Izuku. Toru and Korra being traitor debunked? Yeah, well, I don't know about Toru, but actually, I would say debunked. People would use villain Deku in their title when there is nothing about the story saying Vigilante is a stretch, but villain is total crap. I don't expect the episode to be amazing, but if they add some more substance to the girls, that'd be great. Agreed, Seth. If they add more substance, that'd be great. But if they do what Horikoshi did and just have Nejire doing stuff like smiling and pouting and no real dialogue, that's going to be a little bit bothersome. But we know what the anime is going to do most likely. They're going to rely on old tricks, like old characterization, and just reinforce those characterizations to make it seem like new content. There was a spike of psychological mecha anime after Evangelion, but they weren't that good, at least not to me. Oh, Yeah, I don't recall that time period, Jason, so I don't know. Like, the mecha I always follow is Gundam, and Gundam has been consistent. Skipping an entire first chapter with its first episode. Oh, okay, I see, I see. I wonder why Horikoshi did not decide to kill Gran Torino. Makes me think he will be back in the series and not in Central Hospital. Um, it might have been just because Gran Torino has more story stuff to do. Like, Gran Torino has to deal with, like, the fallout of Shigaraki. I forgot about the second movie. It takes place during the internships, and 9 is basically a prototype. I think 9 will show up in the anime. Well, he's only in that one panel in the, in Shigaraki's montage. So it really depends on whether or not they're going to adapt all of the montage when they have Shigaraki talking about how he wants to destroy everything. I don't think so, because the anime is not that cool. Gran Torino have some major plot incoming for him to not die in the war. Yep, I would agree. What quirk would you have from the Vanguard Action Squad? God, that's such a goofy name. The Vanguard Action Squad. You know you could just call them the Vanguard, right? Like, the Vanguard is already pretty inclusive of the word squad. Like, when people have a Vanguard, they say the Vanguard's gonna go over there, but the Vanguard Action Squad, God, that makes it sound so lame. But what quirk would I have from that? I think Mustard's quirk was pretty good. Do you think Shiggy will fight all for one? Yes, I do think. Obito versus Kano? Yes. Japanese have a distaste for crime. Fair enough. No anime manga has done what he has done. Closest I can think about is when Gantz manga changed the protagonist for many chapters. Oh yeah, Gantz. But Gantz liked switching POVs quite often too, though. Yeah, Jason, you know what? I might be able to find one if I'm looking at maybe like an isekai or something, but like I wouldn't be able to draw it up in my head either. I guess the best... Oh, wait. There's one that does it. Berserk. Berserk does it. Berserk switches between Griffith and Guts pretty often. I was going to say that the ones that most likely to do it are the Seinen, and then it's Berserk. That's the only other one that's done it. Well, Mr. Compressed without his mask looks beautiful. Oh yeah, that's very true. Mr. Compressed without the mask looks beautiful. Dobby was 22. Stop the slander now. Well, you can say that, Gama, but it's an anime I enjoy, especially since I... Oh, it was 22. Oops, my mistake, Jason. My mistake, man. Compared to the West, they almost canceled a series about a girl driving a fly scooter because the creators made a mistake and made the girl break a transit law. Huh. That's funny. Also, they made a Japanese apologize over a joke about falsifying postal stickers. That's funny. Here's an argument that I know will mess you up too. Okay, I haven't read Demon Slayer, but in my opinion, Rengoku is easily top 3 Hashira, and if he really lived, he would have been in top 5. Also has best personality. What's his personality? I look to the future? I mean, like, I don't really mind, man. Like, I'm not a Demon Slayer expert, nor does Demon Slayer really Demon Slayer really inspire me. But yeah, I don't find Rengoku that sensational. But at the same time, I'd have to go back and like read to make sure I'm being very fair to him. It's just like he's a creepy guy. Like no one has that kind of open eyes all the time. It's just a creepy guy in almost every way. I think there's just so many more interesting people. Like Ninja Pillar is pretty cool. Rock Pillar is pretty cool. Heck, Butterfly Pillar is pretty cool. Yeah, so many other people I like so much more than him. But maybe he actually would squeeze into top 5. Oh wait, no, Love Pillar and Snake Pillar together I like them way more than Rengoku. I'm not a fan of the Evangelion. Also, anime I like from way back is Blue Gender, but it seems not as many saw as I thought. Okay, are the movies canon? Common, not like it depends. Like you can go like just manga continuity, or you can go expanded continuity. If you go expanded continuity, you just have to kind of if there's any issues with the if there's any continuity errors, you just kind of have to ignore them and just be like, okay, this is essentially what happened. Gundam covers different themes mostly. Some of the Gundam series are pretty good, but it's mostly the older stuff that's good. Most of the new series are average or mediocre. I know, yeah, like Gundam can sometimes miss, but Gundam I like that it's still doing stuff. Like Iron Blood Orphans and Double O are still my favorites. And I guess Wing after that. Okay, if I was to, like, I think we talked about this before, but my favorite Gundams were, so I like G Gundam quite a lot. I like Gundam Wing quite a lot. I like Double O quite a lot. And Iron Blood Orphans. Am I missing one? I thought I had 5. But I can really only think of the 4 that I really like quite a bit. Yeah, I'd probably stick. I don't care about Gundam Seed. Gundam Seed is not my thing, but those are my favorite Gundams. I try to get into like the original Gundam timeline, but I just don't like Universal Century. I don't love it. I like some elements of it. Anime movies tend to not be canon from what has happened over many years. I totally forgot they were called the Vanguard Action Squad. How do you feel about them giving My Hero Academia 8 episodes or less to wrap up the season? Oh, hey Shanks. I'm interested. Like people pointed out, if it's 8 episodes and we have like what 20 episodes, that's still a pretty good number. Like if you had 24 chapters and you have 8 episodes, that's 3 chapters per episode. That's still pretty good. Who do you think will win, Shigi or All For One? I think Shigi kills All For One's body, and then All For One Vestige takes over, and then Shigi has to be saved. When you have Shigaraki having to be saved by Izuku, like Shigi's automatically a loser, because like not many people can make a salvation plotline without taking away from a character. Some of the Gundam stuff isn't UC timeline either. There's even that one that was always supposed to be a reboot of the OG Gundam. Oh, I didn't know that. One anime I could never get into after multiple watches is Fooly Cooly. Yeah, I can't get into Fooly Cooly either. Dragon Ball is overrated. Naruto is confusing. One Piece is too long. Oh, going rogue, hey man. AOT did shift the perspective of the antagonist, and Hunter x Hunter had many perspectives from the villains like Hisoka and probably the Phantom trope. For 20 chapters in a row though? Ooh, that's a good question, Jason. Maybe how many pages does a regular Berserk chapter have? It's because like Berserk was monthly, so you were with Griffith for a longer time. But maybe not 20 chapters in a row, Jason. I don't feel confident saying that. I'll look into it, Jason. I can tell you tomorrow. Or maybe next week. One Piece anime has too much filler. The manga flows a bit better, despite how many chapters there are. Demon Slayer has very weak characterization and plot, but it's hella popular. I do like Tanjiro, though. He's a very nice person. I agree. Tanjiro's a very nice person. He's very nice. Tanjiro, like, he benefits because he's the main character. And, like, he's the kind of person that he'll say something in the background, and you're like, oh my god, that is cute. But yeah, I would agree with you, Jason. Very weak characterization. Rengoku, that's why he doesn't really stick out to me a lot. I think the thing, though, Jason, it might be an issue of maybe Demon Slayer has clear characterization, where it's like very easy to understand a character. Like if a character only has one principle that they revolve around, it's gonna be very easy to understand a character. Is Kirishima the manliest man? I think Fatcom. I stumbled across another revenge manga-based light novel where the MC is sold out by the party and the king has him executed because of his skill, but due to his skill he survives. Oh, okay. If you think Rengoku is creepy, then Hinata from Naruto is an obsessive stalker. Oh, bro, man, like, yeah, like, Hinata was a stalker. Yeah, like, she was like a childhood stalker, but it's still a stalker. But yeah, no, man, like, Rengoku's eyes just creep me out. Wait, what the heck? Blue Gender is the anime where the alien has giant vajayjays for mouths. It was pretty gnarly. Oh my gosh. Stalkers in anime are adorable. I like Gundam Wing, but the sequel light novel to it was terrible. Yo, Gohan, it's funny because like it's usually in the light novels and the manga adaptations where you see the final ending of the story. Like the endings for Gundam are sometimes strangely shoujo-ish. Like Gundam 00's manga ending for the Awakening of the Trailblazer. The manga ending is just like they get married after they get to remodel the girl using aliens, and it's like this looks like a scene out of a shoujo manga. And I think like Gundam, I try so hard to try and find the original manga publications of the Gundam series, but they're only in Japanese and they only come out in Gundam Ace. And like I found them on Amazon and I tried to order them, but I can't get them from Amazon in Japan. I'm very upset, but one day when I go to Japan, I will buy those Gundam volumes because I want to know the true endings. But going back to this, for those that don't know, the Gundam Wing light novel that Gohan's talking about, Frozen Teardrops, is insane. It is like a soap opera. You would not think that they were capable of making such a soap opera-like thing for Gundam. But yeah, there's all kinds of shenanigans going on in the sequel for Gundam Wing. How do I even go? There's multiple people's kids. There's people being frozen cryogenically. There's some obsessions with killing people. It's like pretty much just a giant soap opera for the main pair. And it's interesting. Like the Gundam stories always have interesting follow-ups. Let's see. And I mean, like, we live in a good era because, like, right now, novels from the Gundam series are being animated, like, you know, Hathaway's Flash and everything. Also, I watched Hathaway's Flash. It was alright. Its name was My Cheat Skill Resurrection Revived Me, and I ended up resurrecting the Ancient Demon Lord's army. Oh, nice. Gundam Wing got me into mecha anime, and then came along Zoids. I love Chaotic Century. The only power boost Izuku needed is to shave his head bald. That's how you get a major power boost. He defeated anyone in one punch. Yes. Let's see. Is it okay to talk about Demon Slayer movie? I saw it and have thoughts. If you want, Seth. Like, I know the manga, but I haven't seen the movie yet. I've read Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's kind of boring, but the anime adds more characterization. The anime adds more characterization? I don't think so, man. Like, it adds a little bit more action, but I don't think it adds more characterization. But I might be wrong. Oh yeah, I like Hinata too, Gohan. But it's okay to say that she was a stalker. You can like her and still call her a stalker. Did you ever watch Zatch Bell? Because I think it's a decent story for me. It's a 7 out of 10. Yeah, that was Zatch Bell was a nice Saturday night watch for me. Okay, clear characterization or simple character is a nicer way of saying what I said. I still find Demon Slayer relatively entertaining. Yeah, it is a nicer way of saying it. No, but like the reason I brought it up, Jason, is just because like if something's clearer, it's just easier for someone to comprehend. Like it's easier to like to associate a character to one fundamental idea than it is to like have to deal with the nuances in a character. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm actually saying more of a people are just it's easier for them to comprehend a character and if there's an ease to the understanding, people are probably going to like a character more, even though that character on paper might not be the best. I'm just talking about like a simple mental trick that might be occurring when it comes to the Demon Slayer characters. But good point. Yeah, Demon Slayer was still fun to read as well. Like I don't think it was not entertaining. And I mean, having characters represent one idea, that's not necessarily a bad idea. That's not a bad tactic if you're going to tell a particular kind of story. Having that kind of thing makes things easier to digest, I think. Tanjira's my favorite character besides Iki from Chivalry that trained to become stronger. What about the children of the leader of the Demon Slayers? These girls are really creepy. Oh yeah, they were creepy, but like it was like it's either them or demons, so I was okay with it. Tanjiro's charisma is his empathy. I actually enjoy him as an MC. Yeah, I don't like the sequel, Light Novel for Gundam. I can't even figure out how Luffy's going to beat Katakuri. He literally can see the future. Omar, it just means he has to hit Katakuri faster than he can see the future. One of my favorite older anime was short is Mare. Oh yeah, Mare was pretty cool. I'll tell you now, go on. It was revenge in it, but you won't get the super revenge. From what I read, there's hardly been any revenge. I never never completed it. Okay, let's see. I love the OVAs of Gundam 8 Mobile Suit Team and Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory. Okay. He never was definitely a stalker to end up winning in the end. Yes. Oh, Skelly's back. Gash Bell is so good. That's what it was called, huh? Yeah, I won't say much about the movie's ending then. It was a weird note to end on, but it was really fun. Oh! It was a weird note? Well, no, Seth, talk about it. It's why I'm careful with comment sections in general. See, yeah, I read it a year ago, and it honestly gets better as the story goes on. The final arc has that problem, but different character designs and spells the enemy use are pretty creative. Okay, I can't stand when I see false spoilers in manga chat sections. I think the voice acting makes Kimetsu characters more likable. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't really engage you on that one, Miguel, because I don't really pay attention to voice acting. Interesting take. Can you name one character in a current SJ that has better characterization in terms of realism and complexity than Endeavor? Oof. God damn it. If Shokugeki no Soma was still around, I could have probably have brought something up. But let me think. In terms of, like, probably not, Jason. Like, probably not. Oh, wait. Not realism. Oh, but no, Kimetsu no Yaiba is not running. Oh, I thought I had one there. I was gonna say Muzan, because Muzan is actually probably the most robust Kimetsu no Yaiba character, because like he represents cowardly fear, and everything he does comes from that fear. So you can understand the different facets of his personality. Mind you, like you might say Muzan is also one note, but most people don't really clue in on the fact that Muzan is a giant coward. But let's I gotta go look at the current Shonen Jump roundup, but I don't think there's gonna be good stuff happening here. Let's see. So I gotta look here. I gotta look for something. I was gonna say MASH from Mashal, but that would be such a joke answer. Okay, Hero Academia. Like Endeavor's like in the top like Endeavor's one of the top characters in there. And like the best people to take down Endeavor and Hero Academia are probably like Dobby, maybe like early era Izuku. Early era Izuku, Dobby, because Izuku's so realistic that it's actually you get annoyed at him. But that's early era Izuku, Dobby. That's probably the best shots at taking Endeavor out. In Hunter's Guild, nothing. Undead Unluck, yeah, right. Neru, Way of Martial Artist, not yet. Sakamoto? No, Sakamoto's too much of a gag manga still. Dr. Stone? Senku's father's a highlight. Senku's father might legitimately be a highlight on that one. Like, Senku's father represents the idea of a guy that would sacrifice everything for his kid. And then you see how Senku helps him. Like, Senku's father comes in there with a really wholesome story, but he doesn't have the faults that Endeavor has. So he can't compete with Endeavor because of Endeavor's the other dimension to Endeavor's character. Mashal, no, the characters are gags, so that puts them at a disadvantage. Black Clover, those characters are more suited to be sensational heroes. They're not suited to be realistic, grounded characters. But if I was to give it another round of thinking, yeah, no, I can't. They're not built for what Endeavor's built for. Ayakashi Triangle, yeah, right. Candy Flurry, that's gonna get cancelled. High School Family, well, that's a whole other thing. Magu-chan, not worth talking about. Yozakura Family doesn't know what it wants to be, so because of that issue, it's not gonna happen. Witch Watch, nope. Witch Watch is too early. World Trigger, no. World Trigger focuses too much on too many characters, so it doesn't have the time to really dive into one character. And then Juju Kai. No, Juju Kai, we already know the problems. Juju Kai doesn't go deep enough. It doesn't give you the kind of depth that you really need from it. No, like, Hero Academia is leading the pack right here. Like, the best shot against Hero Academia would have been Shokugeki no Soma's villains. But, yeah, no, Hero Academia is, like, way too far ahead in this. Let's see, One Piece. One Piece. No, the One Piece characters are too whimsical, and that takes away from the gravity of the situation with the One Piece characters. Like, Endeavor's situation has a lot of gravity to it. One Piece can't compete easily against it. Like, yeah, no. Like, there's some highlights, but like because of the nature of the One Piece characters, if you're going at it from realism, the One Piece characters aren't really gonna hit. But if you're talking about like One Piece has a lot of highlights, like Corazon and Big Mom, and her relationship with her caretaker and all that. The One Piece characters, they come in a different way that they might, if you were to like make a final ranking, some One Piece characters from the flashbacks might be able to get in there, but otherwise it's not an easy comparison. Like, Hero Academia is very far ahead, one of the good ones. Like, the only other person again that would have competed probably would have been Shokugeki no Soma and Azami. Because Azami is a really interesting character in Shokugeki no Soma. As much of a joke as he is, there's a lot of things going on with him, and like the thing that he was ultimately fighting for was very interesting to talk about when it came to Shokugeki no Soma. Local stalker married her crush. Sakura, show me if you chase someone. There's a lot of crying at the end that's a bit hard to take because the characters are really down, but I loved when Tanjiro called out against the demon running away. They knew Rengoku for all of 5 minutes though. Yeah, they did. The movie for Demon Slayer is canon. It happens right after the last episode season, so they just put it into one episode. But no, to get a higher bounty than Zoro because he actually fight against Big Mom. I would say My Hero so far 8 out of 10 of my 6 favorite anime manga of all time. Oh, I do want the top 10s, Shanks. I love knowing your guys' opinions. I would love the top 10. Hey, Rotson. So you're asking about the spoilers. Well, let's see. Nope, I don't see any spoilers here. Yep, don't see any spoilers. I was going to say Iki Father, but the anime is not getting another season. I see people mention Akaza's standout character in Demon Slayer, at least having the best backstory or most tragic backstory. I mean, like, relative to other Demon Slayer characters that don't get backstories, like it was, if I recall it correctly, like it was cute. It was a little bit cute, just how that whole thing went. It's like there was a lot of sadness in his backstory, um, and like I think people might feel good about Akaza just because at one moment he became something more, but Akaza doesn't really. He doesn't really match up to Endeavor, I would say. What main character have the best backstory and the saddest? What main character have the best backstory and the saddest backstory? If we're talking One Piece, it's probably like Brook. Brook has probably one of the best backstories because of how it tied into a previous arc. And he's also the saddest backstory. If we're looking at like the, but I guess Brook's not a main character. We're talking about main characters. I mean Naruto. Like that's why people like Naruto at the beginning. Soma doesn't have a sad backstory. Izuku doesn't have a sad backstory. Yeah, probably like if in the current run, it's probably gonna be. Trying to think. Well, Yuno and Asta might have a sad. Actually, no, they don't really have a sad backstory. Like bad things happened to their parents, but they had relatively happy lives. Maybe Luffy. Maybe Luffy of the current run. It's just like there's not many sad backstories. Oh well, no, Andy. Andy from Undead Unluck. That might be a sort of sad story just because of how many people died while he kept living on. Yeah, maybe Undead Unluck. Tanjiro backstory is probably the most tragic of recent MCs in Shonen Jump. Of the most recents, I would agree. Like he's definitely top 5 for the most recent. There's just not that many people with really horrible backstories. Yuji might have like a lot of things happening in the background, but it won't really be a backstory for him since he won't know the majority of the events. Okay. It is really hot where I'm living right now, guys. Like I am dying here. Like my computer is a furnace. Oh god. If I pass out, boys, I'll wake up again. Hopefully. But it is really hot. Crap, it's really getting to me. Shit. Man, are you guys still experiencing heat waves? Oh. But yeah, I'm just looking at Jason's comment again about Akaza. I thought it was cool. I didn't think it was gonna be like that big of a standout thing, but I guess good on them. 10th back of the. Oh, okay. Here we go. Shanks back of the Grappler. Hajime no Ippo, One Punch Man, Mob Psycho 100, Hero Academia, Full Metal, One Piece, JoJo Bizarre, Hunter x Hunter Berserk. Oh, okay. So Vance and Speed. All right. Cool. But Shanks, I noticed that you have like some of the martial arts in there with Baki and Hajime no Ippo. One Punch Man there, Mob Psycho, so like you're standing one for sure, and then the shonen show up after that. Oh, interesting that JoJo Bizarre is so high for you. And Berserk, like Berserk, that makes sense to me. That ultimately makes a lot of sense to me. Do. Yeah, Jason, it is pretty vanilla, but like that's the appeal, right? Like those series are designed to get people to like them. I'm just checking the the Discord server, see if there's anything going on. Also, guys, I was just reading more about that thing about that guy saying that he want like that they should bomb Cuba, and I was just like, this is still a dumb idea. Like, no matter how you look at it, this is a dumb idea. Anyone that entertains that idea is an idiot. I live in Iceland, so it's a nice. Oh, and good for you, Johnny. Oh, that's cool, Johnny. I want to visit Iceland one day. That's cool. So when it comes to Iceland, one of my friends, we're probably if I ever go to Iceland, it's probably going to be with them. And one of my friends is an engineer, so she wants to see the geothermal electricity plant, and I want to see good old information about the elves of Iceland. Like, Iceland has a good like folklore about, I don't know what to call it, but like a good history of their belief in elves and all that kind of stuff. The little people, the hidden people. I 100% want to go there and just find out about the stories and all that, and just learn the local mythology and whatnot. I'm pretty sure I got the right place. I'm pretty sure it's Iceland I'm thinking of.
Think you can get away?
But who knows? Maybe one day. Did you get still after 4 parts?
I must leave no stone up. Let's play.
Oh man, it is hot. Oh boy. Anyway, guys, I would love to hear what you guys want to talk about for like the chapter. If you guys got any thoughts for the chapter, any last minute predictions. I mean, I know we kind of beat the horse dead last night, but if you got any predictions, I would love to hear them. I was gonna say too, like I was thinking about it, and Miguel, I hope you're here, man. But I was thinking about it. Like I usually think about things whenever there's a lot of pushback on any of my ideas. And I'm thinking about like the whole thing with if I was too hard on the heroes yesterday and whatnot. Like, I definitely think I should acknowledge that it's ultimately a story about kids. But I think, yeah, I still think, like, it's okay to expect more of the adults. Like, when you look at it, at the end of the day, like, Bakugo is flat out saying that they were wrong for putting All Might and Izuku together. So, like, you know, there is some layer of the heroes being shown to be wrong here. But I still think, like, when you look at it, like, the situation with the heroes is a situation where the heroes have to be brought down in order to raise the kids up. I still think fundamentally that's probably it. And I think, like, by real world standards, I'm probably not being too harsh on the heroes, but I can appreciate. At the end of the day, it's a story about kids, so the kids have to be empowered, which isn't bad or anything like that. And I was thinking about it more, and it's just like, I think we should appreciate that when it comes to Hero Academia, it's not like when it comes to Hero Academias, we're probably never really going to be able to talk about things that are, like, very rarely will we be able to talk about things that are just flat out stupid. The reality is, like, Hero Academia ends up being technically on paper a piece of higher tier work. So any kind of criticism that you lodge at Hero Academia are usually going to be nuanced, and a lot of them are probably going to be predicated on the idea that, yeah, you know, like, in the long run, this isn't the worst thing in the world. Like, Hero Academia, like, it's, if you have an issue with Hero Academia, like, it usually starts at a higher threshold than it would for any other basic series. Like, for instance, just to give you an example, like, if you looked at something like Full Dive, the way that Full Dive compromises on its story, Hero Academia would never dare, because Hero Academia would have been canceled if it did the things that Full Dive did. But it's just that kind of thing. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page about that, or at least you guys knew what I thought about it. And just, Hero Academia naturally is going to end up being, like, when you're criticizing Hero Academia, like, those arguments are going to be kind of hard because there's a lot of things going into it. And like we saw yesterday, people have a lot, like, Hero Academia allows for a lot of variety in the interpretations, which is a good thing for Hero Academia, because, like, the more it offers for more interpretations, the more it can cover itself if there is something that the author does incorrectly in the background. And what I mean by that is, like, if you're a writer and you make a mistake and you know it's a mistake, like, as long as you don't tell anyone that you made the mistake and you're able to cover it up, no one's going to know that you made a mistake. Like, the best you're going to get is people saying, like, you know what? I think this is probably a mistake given this, and this. But you're gonna like, it's gonna take a while for someone to be able to come up with all the receipts to be able to suggest that a mistake had occurred somewhere in the story. Mind you, like lower tier series you can spot them easier, but like for some for more robust series, you're not gonna spot it as easily. Oof. Okay, there we go. Why was I thinking about that today? Oh no, I thought it was just good to appreciate Hero Academia's standards in general. I will say, like, when it comes to Hero Academia, like, if Hero Academia is going to have errors, we're probably only going to really see it at the end of the story when we have, like, a clear pattern of incidents. Like, if we continuously see that the author had a habit of doing one specific type of imagery, like, that's when we're going to see it. It's going to be at the end of the series when we look back that we can actually say, like, okay, so, he was not on a right track on this, and this is where it ended up. Because a lot of things in Hero Academia can only be evaluated when the final word has been said. I read Monster as well and gave it a 7 out of 10. Liked it in the beginning, but it kind of fell off to me by the end. Finished reading Keyman, The Hand of Judgment. Oh, okay. I have a lot of respect for the Cubans fighting for their freedom. Via La Cuba. Oh, hey, Joe. Tiandra's not here yet, I think, man. But hey, Joe, it's been a while. Yeah. Joe, you weren't here yesterday. We were talking about it a little bit, but yeah, my mom was just calling me, telling me like what's going on and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Still never picking up JoJo again. Thankfully, bombing another country isn't up to this idiot. Yeah, thankfully. Trip, what do you think about everyone's reaction in these past 2 episodes? Well, random. I haven't seen the most recent episode. I hope to see it tomorrow. But like for the first little bit, I thought it was alright, and I know the manga reaction. I thought it was pretty alright. I liked how they praised Rimuru for it. Monsters morale conflict felt stupid to me, so quit that one early on. Trip, right now Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 is doing something similar to when Yu-Gi-Oh! And company face off against the Big Five. Oh, okay. Crack prediction. Oh, hey Mark. Ochako gets Quirk Awakening where she makes things really heavy or something. Oh, gravity manipulation. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I'd be really happy if Ochako could do that. Got one prediction for My Hero. Had a thought, if Class A gets most students taken out by Izuku, I think there'll be a few ways to stop him. One idea would be if Meteor shows up with Eddie and he breaks down. Oh, okay. That would be interesting. And then Seth, yeah, like, Hero Academia sets the standards very high and there's always nuance and stuff. Yes. He's setting up reason for why all the kids will be loved and pass the current pros on the chart. Just to go back to what Seth said about the nuance and stuff, like, I really wish it didn't have nuance and stuff, because, like, Horikoshi is very good at covering his tracks. Like, if he needs to save his butt, he's very good at it. And the thing is, like, you might not notice it, but whenever Horikoshi, like, has a particular line that is there to justify a weirdness, that shows incredible awareness of where he knows the weaknesses are in the way he's structuring the story. And that's what makes it hard. Because, like, as long as you have any kind of thing that gives someone the ability to defend a choice that Horikoshi made, it's going to be very hard to convince people of something going wrong. Unless you have, like, really conclusive evidence. But, like, even if you do, it's very easy to find something in the manga to disprove it. It's an interesting... Like, Hero Academia is an easy series to... like, when it comes to its actual logistics, it's an easy series to defend. But maybe a hard series to attack. Like, the way you have to attack Hero Academia if you're doing it, you have to pretty much argue about either what Hero Academia has been doing since the very beginning, or you have to argue about what it is that Shonen Jump series do. But if you're picking a fight at Shonen for being Shonen, then, you know, like, it's not going to be an easy fight. But you're going to have an easier fight with Hero Academia if you're criticizing its power system. Just because we do see the strain that's being put on that system as things escalate. He's setting up a reason for why all the kids will be loved and pass the current pros on the chart. The cycle that said bombing Cuba was a good idea definitely doesn't need to be in any sort of position of power. Yeah, the mayor of Florida. The thing is, too, like, I looked at him and it's like, you look Cuban. You have the facial structure of a Cuban. Why are you saying this? Like, that's insane. It'll be interesting to see how Hori handles Izuku versus 1A. Personally, I'm expecting a sort of repeat of Izuku versus Captain Part 1, where the class loses the fight but wins back Izuku's heart. Okay. If I rank JoJo parts, part 1 to 6, part 1 is a 6, part 2 is 8, part 3 is 7, part 4 is 9, part 5 is 8, part 6 is 6.5, part 7, 8, part 8 currently reading. Okay. So, the one that you like is part 4. I have a feeling that spoilers are going to be another 1 a.m. thing again. No, Vance. No, don't say that. Vance. No. No, man. What character would you compare Midnight to? Oh, Robert. I mean, Midnight gets, like, pretty much any of the pervert characters in any other anime is pretty much Midnight. Like, sorry. Because a lot of pervert characters, like, the pervert characters that like Springtime of Youth and like swooning over children, yeah, those pervert characters also have serious moments. I feel like there's so many that are coming into my mind, but I just can't find them all. Man, there was that one guy in Kill la Kill. Yeah, no, like, I think if you give me time to go through the list of anime I've seen, I'm sure I could find a lot. Bakugo going to rush at Izuku. Izuku use smoke screen. Uraraka will go on high. Ida going to rush Izuku. Izuku punch Ida, then jump and dodge Uraraka. Bakugo will use AP shot. Shoto will use fire. Don't think the heroes had any trouble keeping out Izuku. Oh, hey, Naruto. Predict for the end of the series. Wait, I think I already said hi to you. But okay, gotcha. Predict for the end of the series is that Izuku's going to jail for being a true hero. There should be no true hero in the story. Oh, God. Deku will be used air shot knockout Uraraka, then Ida hit him from back. He fly by Bakugo, which punch him. I love how you're going rogue. I love how you're not mentioning any of the other people in the class. Mike Guy talks about Springtime of Youth. Yeah, Mike Guy does, but he's not a pervert. He doesn't swoon over kids having like, how do I even talk about this? He doesn't swoon over the kids showing off their youthfulness. Anyway, I'll just do this in the meantime. Are there any spoilers out? Oh, Mr. Amon and Poison. No. Wait. Oh, yeah. Deku vs. Class A. Chapter title. Color page features only Suyu. Suyu's a traitor. Oh, that's funny. That might be, oh god, what was I gonna say, man? That might be also like a tie-in for like the fact that we're doing a Suyu filler. It's interesting. I'm excited to see why Suyu got a color page before Uraraka did. The Deku versus Class A being the thingamajig actually kind of tells me that maybe this is gonna be a two-parter. Just seeing this here probably ends off in like a big ultimatum. And then we go somewhere from there. What time is it? Oh, it's 10:30 for me. Okay, good. This is early. All right, guys. It begins. So we probably are getting we're getting the next spoiler in a few minutes, and then after that, it's gonna be 10-minute jumps. I'm on floor 3. Oh, good God. This is not the one I've won. I don't really know my strategy for this one, boys.
Steady as. Freeze. Here we go. Yahoo! Think you can get away?
Oh God, Venti. Oh, good. Oh, I see. They're level 100. That's why this is so much harder. There we go. Where are you? Nope. God.
Steady as stone. Let's play. Time for takeoff. Time to clean up.
Anyway, guys, give me a second here, because as you can see, it's chaos. Man, Noelle makes so many things so much easier. I wish I had Zhongli, because if I had Zhongli, things would be a little bit easier, because then I have two good sources of shields. Oh wait, he's still alive? Shit. Oh, damn it. Oh, good night, Seth. So Seth is out. Okay, so I'm keeping an eye on the Discord server as well, guys. So don't worry. Even though I'm playing, I think I'll still catch it.
Freeze.
There we go.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Let's see. Izuku as Ochako X Toga is a true pairing. Speed, that's like a Thai thing to say. Are you also one of those people? I didn't know, Speed.
Think you can get
Okay.
away? Time to go.
Come on, guy. Just activate your stupid little barrier thingamajig.
Leave it all to me. Here we go.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Okay, there he goes. There he goes.
Time for takeoff. What
Freeze.
Anyway, Tree was one of the popular characters that would never last. Let's see. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out. We're just gonna keep going.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Let's see. Thank you, Speed. Ty, I like that you're at least making friends in the comments, man.
Here we go.
Oh, that might have been a bad move there on that my part. Ooh, great. All right, cool. Speed's like, I'm a guy. Yeah, fair enough, Speed. Okay, let me just check, see if there's anything else going on here. So we got... Okay, so it looks like we're actually going to be doing 10-minute intervals, like always, or maybe 15-minute intervals. Let's see. I'm just reloading Twitter. Yeah, I don't see anything new on Twitter, and I don't see anything new on Discord. Alright, let's see. Deck uses Conquer Hockey to take out the C-list classmates, then fight back Mushoto, maybe Ida. Suyu's not even relevant anymore. I'm predicting 2 chapters for the confrontation. Soro Deku ship. Oh, I wish. No Froppy confirmed to be future Rife. I can imagine the view ratings for the filler being low. Maybe people are going to hate on it. Maybe not anime onlys. Izuku Exo Chaco X Toga is a true pairing. Okay, let's see. Oh boy, MC versus his friends. Exactly what I like to see in my stories. Poor Gohan. Suyu was really popular at the beginning of the show. The first OVA had little shipping moments to her and Deku. Yes, it did. It's weird how she lost popularity. You'd think Horikoshi would have used her more. Well, remember, Tai. Horikoshi said, like, he was surprised and he had to rewrite her. And ultimately, the way he rewrote her, or like rewrote her trajectory, ultimately didn't work out in her favor. Because he slapped her onto Ochako. Because that was the only way he knew how to keep her relevant. And he's not very good at keeping the girls relevant. Have you ever watched Breaking Bad or Dexter? Maybe little bits and pieces. I never really liked those shows when I was growing up. Tried to catch up on some animation before I go back to reading light novel stuff. Oh, okay. Izuku X All Might merchandise is the one true pairing. Yes. Hody has a difficult time adding new things to his established plot lines. I saw anime Our Last Crusade or The Rise of New World. I wasn't into that one, to be honest, after watching it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was like that was like a mid-tier fantasy for me, Gohan. Tsui was one of those popular characters that would never last. Just as I expected, it was just short term. Especially since she just became a sidekick to Uraraka. Still have to binge Hidden Dungeon. I can only enter as anime as well. Let's see. Skelly comes in with Dude's Rock. More like False Harem. I wonder if they're going to do another filler episode next week. I don't think so, Chris. That would be a bad move. I can name, let's see. I can name one I didn't like that in Danmachi. Well, Gohan. Yeah, okay, Gohan. Last Crusade was alright. After Uraraka Exu. Do you watch Super Dragon Ball Heroes? I keep up with it sometimes. I don't watch it religiously. Just sometimes, Robert. Alright. Can we win? I sure hope we can. I don't remember what this one's gonna be. Oh, good. More of the same.
Think you can bully me?
Disappear.
Uh-oh.
Come on, we can do it.
Okay. There we go. Oh, come on. This is going to be rather infuriating. Oh, good. They're right there.
Disappear.
Oh, come on! I'm not even wet! Stop freezing me! Oh, goodness Christ.
This is not
Oh, I hate that. God damn it. Is there a Shonen Jump MC who had a harem in the end? Can't think of one. Shonen Jump MC. Ah, well, like, Rito from To Love Ru starts, like, in Darkness, they want to get him a harem, but it's not happening. Oh, right. I have to do this part over. Shit. Have you watched the greatest anime of all time, Cory in the House? That I think it. No, no, but I did hear recently that Kyle Massey, I believe that's his name. Kyle Massey's on the run from the police, and there's a $100,000 arrest warrant out for him. That's pretty insane, right, guys? Right? That's pretty, like, never would have seen that coming, right? But yeah, $100,000. Anyone that knows where he's at.
Yahoo! Think you can get away?
Oh, good. Oh, man. Still the best image to see here.
so sorry.
Okay. Damn it. Powered back up again. Okay, still no spoilers, guys. In case anyone's wondering. Elemental skill damage plus 20%, attack plus 40. No, I'll just keep that. Okay, so if Deku's gonna fight, oh wait, let me just see. I just didn't enjoy it because of the real lack of progression with the romance stuff. It was more of teasing of possible progression than nothing. Oh yeah, that's the kind of story it is though, Gohan. If Deku's gonna fight, I'm sure he will use smoke and just take out sensor type kids first, then the weaker classmates, and maybe go after the ones or get some distance, just get away. Yeah, I feel like take out the sensor so he can actually escape. That's probably a good move. Have you? Okay, I got that. It's only a thing in manga adaptation like now, so although not all is guaranteed how far the adaptation gets into the story. Heard he was talking to minors. Yeah, Speed, like, from what I've heard, it's like there was this person he knew since he was 4 years old, and there's like just a lot of, you know, sending her pictures of his junk and maybe some pictures solicited from her. Like, it's pretty much child pornography stuff. That seems to be the issue. And maybe also child grooming. One more thing I did think could happen was someone mentioned is maybe Stain helping Izuku return. Oh yeah, Naruto. We were talking about that yesterday. Corey in the jailhouse. Also read some romance that had too much drama, even more than usual. It didn't turn me off the story. Give me 2 hours and I'll find Kyle, and then I'll give 10,000 to the stream. Yeah, Mark, do it. Any spoilers yet? You know, AN683 still waiting. Oh, I lose. Oh no, they're coming out right now. We're just waiting. Like, this might be like a whole hour before we get all the spoilers, which, not the worst. Not the worst time frame. It's now been... Oh, new spoiler. New spoiler. It just came out. It's the cover with Suyu. So it's on... Oh. Oh, there's a new spoiler person. Suyu looks good. So Sushi just retweeted someone else who has the spoilers. Or not who had the spoiler, but who has the Suyu image. That's a good one. So Midoriya has the spoiler image. Interesting. Yeah, no man, that's a good one. That's a really nice picture of Suyu. Oh. Well, guys, if someone else has the images, then this is going to be interesting, isn't it? If someone else has the images, then maybe that means that Sushi will be faster. I sometimes wish Suyu was the main female MC. Her planning and teamwork put other females in 1A to shame. She has so many quirk evolutions, she has so much potential for more. Forget to explain what happened to the rest of the class used. Man would wish could see it have work in less than 5 hours. Oh, Naruto, yeah. Have a good night, man. Suyu future evolution make her godly.
Here we go.
Oh, good. They're right where I need them.
What's the hurry?
Good God, man. Just teleport near me.
Time for takeoff.
There's more on Discord. Oh yeah, there's more on Discord. Yep. Thanks, man. Here we go. Bakugo tells... Okay. Oh, damn it. 1 second, guys. I'm getting it through. Nope, that's not it. Okay. There you go. Look at that. Someone else posts images, and then we have Atsushi giving us so much. Alright. I think Momo should be the main female. Atsushi is actually the one bringing Izuku back, not Uraraka. So Bakugo tells Izuku that they already know he unlocked the 4th, 5th, and 6th quirk. He also mocks him a bit more, saying that even his art style changes a little. So he doesn't know about Fajin. And yeah, Ty, it is funny. Deku thanks them for coming after him and then uses a smoke screen trying to escape. Uraraka recognizes it as it being the 6th quirk. Bakugo uses a new technique. So this means that if Uraraka recognized it, it means that Bakugo shared information, which is good. And so Bakugo uses Shockwave Landmine and dissipates all the smoke. I like the art style. This is great. They came really prepared. Yeah, no, it is really great. This is what we wanted. But, like, Bakugo's competent, right? If Bakugo didn't tell the kids what quirks Izuku had, it would have been stupid. That would have been a point of criticism for sure. But I do like that Bakugo isn't sure about third and second. Like that's where the advantage is. So this like this makes it more likely second user quirk is coming out here. But so far, okay, from this first little bit, it's Bakugo at the forefront. I do hope the other guys get to have more time here. Okay, guys, keep me informed in case we get more. I will continue playing. I assume it's going to be another 5 minutes.
Steady, Ed.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Oh, good.
Freeze.
Brace yourself. Win it!
Now I'll reset. Oh, I'm curious what this new technique of Bakugo looks like. Well, it must have... Sorry. It must have a big shockwave effect to clear smoke. It's just like Izuku can produce so much smoke that he obscures multiple blocks. Like Bakugo to be able to clear that much smoke is kind of insane. But maybe Izuku didn't use too much smoke. The relationship in Komi-san is going well. Okay, new technique would be like Jiro's shockwave version. Oh yeah. That's a yeah. I agree with that. Okay. Good. They showed up right where I
Leave
want
it all
them.
to me. Here we go.
Dodge this.
Someone needs to. Let's play.
Komi's relationship is super drawn out. Come on, Atsushi. Yeah, let's see. So he posted that like 4 minutes ago. Oh, the next one must be like right around the corner. So, reading them again, I will say this is good. I think this is a good start. I'm very excited. Feels like this is going to be a smart situation.
Here we go.
Now, like the one thing to keep in mind here is that if the kids can handle Izuku more or less well, the kids are going to be able to handle Nomu. Because like pretty much Izuku's a Nomu right now in terms of just, you know, like how they approach doing this fight. So this is actually like this might be a good thing just to give us an idea of how the kids might handle multiple quirk villains in the future.
Dodge this.
Here. Brace yourself. Steady,
Okay,
Ed.
this guy's gonna do stuff. Oh, god damn it.
Let me sleep.
Oh, hey Jason, we got the spoilers. Oh, hey Viz. We have the spoilers, so just look up in the chat. I put it in there. You can spot the spoilers. They're like I've posted them. There's a few. Please let the other class 1A. I don't want to see them being useless. Me too, Poison. If you're talking about really being drawn, then look towards Rent a Girlfriend. God no. The harder Deku is pushed, the more likely he's to take it seriously. Good Deku, unleash your aggressive feelings. If he unleashes his aggressive feelings against them, that's gonna be his breaking point. Come on. Come on. You know you want to post more at Sushi. You know you want to post more. Just post more. You know someone else has the images now. Oh, I wonder if they're on 4chan. Yeah, I'll check 4chan real quick. Let's see what we got. Okay, let's see. Hero. Yeah, there's not really any spoilers on 4chan from what I'm seeing here, boys. Yeah, no 4chan spoilers. Winter Griffin has very beautiful and love their fashion style. Second quirk activates to help him escape. Yeah, man. Can the Vestiges bar Izuku from using their quirks after he unlocks them? That would be interesting. I feel like Izuku can bar them. Atsushi now has to work faster or fade into memory. Yes. I wonder if Ida brother is helping out with the fallout of the war and saving people. I think he should be back at full health. Actually, Chris, I don't know, because like if he's permanently paralyzed, it's not an issue of him being back at full health. It's an issue of, well, can he actually even walk? Okay, it has now been almost 10 minutes. We're back to the 12-minute intervals. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. Okay, nope, that's too much. Sorry if I have a repeat, guys. Oh, this is just people. Okay, okay, this is cute. Come on, come on, come on. Load up, load up. All right. But Ida's brother is in a wheelchair. Ida's brother is in a wheelchair. Koda sends multiple pigeons in. Koda sends multiple pigeons in Deku's direction and starts talking to him. He says that it's okay for him to go back to UA. They already talked about it with Principal Nezu. Izuku tries to get away using Black Whip, but Sero holds it with his tapes. He knows how that he says that he knows how scary it can be, so he was prepared to stop it. Thank God, but like, I want to know what he's holding down, because Black Whip can be produced from anywhere. So Izuku can just dissipate Black Whip, and then Black Whip gets away. I hope it's Izuku that was held back. But then can Sero even held back Izuku? Izuku remembers they were training together from chapter 284. Jiro appears in the air and attacks Izuku with Heartbeat Wall. She says it's a small thing, but that he'll probably won't remember. But she was really happy when he helped her taking notes during the culture festival. I love that everyone has something to say. Yes, so far. I like that Koda is just like, hey, we got permission, you're coming back with us. But I like the rhetoric. We'll have to see what rhetoric we have by the end of it, because the rhetoric at the end is what will tell us whether or not, because like right now, if the author keeps building up the good feelings, having Izuku say screw that and like walk away that's going to be really bad, and that's going to lead to All For One 100% berating Izuku for going off on his own. Oh man, I can't wait for All For One to rip Izuku a new one. Suyu Kanto is Izuku's Froppy style. Well, that's where Izuku gets creative and finally becomes original and covers himself in Black Whip. So his chapter is mostly trying to stop Izuku and Takuno Jutsu to stop Izuku. Well, Chris, like, I mean, well, so far, Bakugo's not talking. He's just, like, making fun of Izuku. But yeah, this is so far good. This is what we wanted. So, looking at the time here, it's 10:52 to 11:01. So, we're roughly at 10-minute intervals on this one, guys. So, I guess next little bit's going to be in 10 minutes. We'll have to see how desperate Atsushi gets. Meanwhile, I will just walk around the world, just doing stuff. The last talk no Jutsu would be from Uraraka. Yeah, maybe. Like, actually, maybe. Can't wait to see what Ochako's going to come up with this time. I mean, like, she might actually have something reasonable this time around to say. I feel bad for Koda that his big thing was to send pigeons out. This is an interesting choice when the character goes berserk and they use previous happy experiences to bring them back. Trope from Shonen. It's an interesting implementation, Viz, for sure. It's an interesting implementation because usually you don't have it with a character having tunnel vision. Usually have it with them having rage mode, like a rage mode they can't control kind of thing. But having it be a self-imposed tunnel vision is also pretty nice. That said, this is still within bounds of what we were expecting. I guess the thing here, like if we're gonna make a prediction, the thing here is, what do you think? Is Izuku going to walk away from all the good feelings, or is Izuku going to be won over by the good feelings? That's, I guess, like the next big question to ask. Uraraka's gonna hug Izuku in the end? Oh yeah, man, like if she does that, that's like 100% typical anime main female. If only Koda was a hero in Africa or Australia, then he'd be terrifying. Yes. It'd be cool if he sent bears, but then the question is, where do they come from? Yes. Yes. That's ultimately what it comes down to. Koda's limited. Although, like, really, Koda could probably talk to the rats and have a rat bite Izuku. And, like, even if Izuku gets away, that rat bite, the rat bite is going to slow Izuku down in the long run. Like, it's gonna be, if Koda got a rat to bite Izuku, it turns the equation from Izuku running away to we gotta find Izuku before he dies of whatever plague the rat gave him. But like the thing is, the plague will slow him down. At this point, in a world where pro heroes can't stop Izuku, the plague can most likely still stop him. Heck, you can even have like Shizaki have a little thing about like, yes, it all started with rats and it all ends with rats. Oh, that'd be pretty funny if Shizaki was inspired to start a rat plague. I don't know, like, you guys might be surprised to hear this, but like I have a lot of trauma with regards to rats. Like, rats are very vicious. Rats, yeah, the humble rat can bring down entire civilizations. The rat would break its teeth? Nah, like Izuku doesn't have hard skin though. Izuku doesn't have hard skin. Imagine another girl beat Uraraka to the slap. Please, Hori, don't be any boy. Especially can't take another Bakudeku or Totodeku or another. I wouldn't worry too much. The hospital can cure everything. Oh, we got something. We got something. Okay, so Midoriya tweeted an image. So the Midoriya account has a new image. Here is... So just go to the Midori account. It's on Sushi's Twitter for anyone wondering. Ida has a nice shot here. So Ida's looking at Izuku's... Well, yeah, Ida's going to be one of the people to stop Izuku for sure. Oh, come on, Atsushi. You're losing your steam, Atsushi. You're trying to play it off nicely. But that Midori account's got the images. I like that Bakugo does point out that Izuku's art style has changed. It really has. But we are at the 7-minute mark, so we're probably getting the next little bit of text in a bit. I actually think Izuku is going back to UA. There probably won't be a chase scene. People expect the Bakugo to be the one that would go rogue and have the class retrieving, and it turns out to be Izuku. Yes. Considering that Shigaraki broke his jaw when he bit down on Izuku's arm and not putting money in the rat. Oh. Did he break his jaw? Oh crap. I'm gonna have to look at my files. Like, how is it that this... Yo, the human jaw can hurt people so aggressively. Shigaraki's able to punch through Buddy Girl's like scaled arm and somehow... I don't know about that. I feel like the rat still has a good chance to win. He didn't break his jaw was destroyed. Man, I don't remember that. I need to go back and look at my files. I love you guys though. That was pretty funny. I'm still gonna believe in the rat. Heroes are weak to like the stupidest things. Okay, I'm just going back through it. Okay, I'm just looking through all my Shigaraki files. Still sad Majestic died. Sucks. Okay, Shigaraki. Where are you, good old Shigaraki? Still digging around for him. Let's see. Poison's dying for a Majestic flashback. At least he'll show up in the movie for 2 minutes. His jaw break because he has bad hygiene. Nah, I'm looking at that and Shigaraki's teeth broke skin. Like I'm looking at it, chapter 282. Shigaraki 100% broke skin. Wait, whose skin did he break? That might not be Izuku's arm. Wait, sorry. Let me go back and look. Oh yeah, there's the teeth. Is that actually Izuku? Did he actually break skin, or is that just Shigaraki's teeth falling apart? But then again, that Izuku went in with a smash. He jammed it into his mouth, so it makes sense that the guy's teeth would break. No. Like, some pages on it make it look like he actually got in there. Like, his top teeth look like they got in. I guess this is something I want to wait to look at the anime. I kind of want to see what the anime is going to do about it. Okay, so his jaw broke. Okay, let me look at it again. 282. So it's in 282 here. Like, I agree. Like, with Izuku jamming his arm into him, I do think he's going to do a lot of damage. Oh yeah, okay, no, I see it there. I see what you're talking about now. I see it. It's like when he has his mouth fully open. Okay, yeah, I see it. I see it now. You know what's weird? Even if Shigaraki has regen, he shouldn't be able to clean off the dry blood on his face. Regen shouldn't be regen shouldn't be like shouldn't leave him looking pristine. Okay, yeah, guys, thank you. I can see it now. I see what you guys are saying about his jaw broke. You know, when I first read it, I didn't think his jaw broke. I just thought that was just Horikoshi drawing people funny. I just thought that was off model just to show the intensity of it. But yeah, no. I still think he broke skin. I think the rat would have an easy time. I think the rat would be able to like tear into Izuku's flesh. Yeah, I feel okay saying that. I could see it. I could see it. I really just want the rat to have a chance. Oh, the Twitter account is just at sushi on Twitter, and then you can see the retweets from there. It's Midori. It's like the Twitter account on the images is just Midoriya. It's just the Midoriya Twitter account. So Twitter/Midoriya. Izuku and Meteor birthday today. Let's see. His jaw broke later. Izuku and Meteor has the same birthday. Not really a coincidence, right? Latest Kaguya chapter giving us some insight between. Oh, okay, that's cool. I can't believe Bakugo died again. All right, cool. And again, thanks guys for letting me know about the jaw break. I still root for the rat. I want that rat to be able to win. But still no spoilers. Just been that picture. The rat's the true hero to be all for one, and Shigi and Deku is the sidekick to the rats and not a true hero. Nah, I actually would like to see a situation where Shizaki takes control of the rats. Oh, I missed your comment, Ty. 1 second, man. Oh, there's a new spoiler. God damn it. One second time, man. I'll read your comment in a quick moment. There's no chapter next week because the magazine itself is going on break. It's a double issue this week, so it's break for everything. Okay, so Ty said something. Yeah, Deku wasn't getting pierced by a gauntlet bullet even though they hurt. Oh, no, but Izuku was bleeding from the gaunt, wasn't he? I thought Izuku bled. Did Izuku not bleed? No, he 100% bled. I'm pretty sure he bled. I remember thinking like the damage was extreme. Yeah, I don't know. Nah, I think he was bleeding. But let me just look through again. Just he looks so scoffed up in general. Oh no, I definitely see the blood all over the place. Let's see. gotta find a good shot of him taking a hit from the gaunt. Oh yeah, no, there's his marks. Like, even when he tried to stop the bullet that went for his stomach, he was still bleeding. Yeah, no, man, like, the gaunt was piercing him. Like, he's bleeding all over the place. I hope I read that comment right. No, I think I am. Yeah, no, I see blood. I see blood almost everywhere. Yeah, looks like there's a lot of blood. Like, I see a few marks where there's like the little drips somewhere. Anyway, let's read the comments here real quick. Ojiro uses his tornado tail dance to catch Izuku. He asks him to remember the fight against Shinzo when Izuku got angry for Ojiro's sake and says that he'll never forget it. He said that it isn't fair for Izuku to be the only one covered in wounds. Deku repeats the same thing about him putting everyone in danger because All For One is searching for him. He breaks free of Ojiro's tail with sheer strength and a villain-like expression. Before he can run away, Tokoyami hits him with Dark Shadow. Sato catches Ojiro and Jiro in mid-air and starts talking to Izuku, saying if he continues to run away, he won't be able to give candy apples to Eri. So, one thing to keep in mind here is that if there's something that unfortunately isn't going to work out for the author, is that not everyone in the class has moments with Izuku. So this is unfortunately like probably one of the weaknesses here, in that, you know, people like Koda and Sato can't say anything to Izuku other than reference other people. Koda should have used his tail on Nezu and have him bite Izuku. Deku would be more hesitant against Nezu than Silph Rat. Rat doesn't have super strength to help him like Shigaraki had to. No, Rat couldn't do it. So they're guilt tripping Izuku for not giving apples to Eri. Deku's true weakness, his surrogate children. Yeah, you have to remember that the art it was 100%. Rabbit would be able to bite through skin or anything lower than 60. So are we saying that Izuku's skin is hard? Is that what we're saying? Like, are we saying that Izuku's muscles are hard and they form their own little armor? Because that kind of sounds like what we're saying. Is that what we're... Is that, like... Do we actually think there's durability in Izuku here? Is that, like, how we're rationalizing this? But thanks, Viz. I appreciate. Izuku won't have 100% on all the time. I meant that since a normal person would get skewered by the bullet, Izuku tanked it pretty well without it going... There had to be a mutant. Oh, yeah, okay. Like, yeah, no. Izuku did tank it pretty well a few times there. Nice to see Sato coming in with the food moments. Yes, Sugarman cooked for class often enough. Whole point is that since these people don't share that much with Izuku, yet they're there, shows their heroic nature. Yeah, no, like that's good, but like in terms of like just the narrative technique here, the weakness here is that you have the lack of symmetry between the characters. Like, mind you, like Horikoshi had to turn it into another angle, but like in another series, this moment would have been everyone saying what they thought about that particular character. But here he has to kind of just make do with the fact that other people just aren't going to be able to talk to him. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Miguel. They don't have to have meaningful moments with the way that Horikoshi set it up, but there is a lack of symmetry. Like, again, like for this kind of moment, other people would have, like in another story, you would have had everyone have like talking about their meaningful moment, because this is like the story, that story trope where everyone talks about what they care, what they think about the character and why he's worthwhile. No man is born equal. Fair, but it's like, Gohan, are you still there? Just because I'm only going to talk to Gohan because Gohan knows that this happens pretty often. But I'm not, like, all I'm saying is, like, the lack of symmetry, and that's why Horikoshi had to switch rhetorics. Yeah. So, Gohan, you probably remember, like, in High School DxD, whenever there was a big moment about Issei, you would have, like, I think maybe this might have happened when Issei died or something. You had the characters all talking about what they all thought about Issei in general. So everyone, like, went through listing everything that made Issei special to them. Like, Gohan, I'm pretty sure, like, you remember those kind of things that occur. All I'm saying is like, it's just comparing the different implementations. Like, again, good on Horikoshi for changing the rhetoric to make this work. Not everyone has the luck and privilege of being a Todoroki. Man, Miguel's on fire. I assume he gets some durability when he uses One for All, or he would still be breaking himself. Anyway, like, thanks, Gohan. All I'm saying is, like, the other variation of actually having people bring up real moments, like that's probably the better variation, because that's the variation that actually pays homage to everything. Look, the other variation, the strength of it is just it rewards people who were there for the journey, and it rewards authors who actually bothered to show characters interacting. No matter how you look at this, like this is a manifestation of the fact that the author wasn't good at shoving in the interactions with the characters. Mind you, good on him for knowing that and being self-aware of his story and switching the rhetoric around. But I mean, like right now, like we're like this is pretty much a comparison of two different implementations of a similar idea. I don't know, maybe 2 chapters. Oh, there's another image. Oh, this is still pretty late. Don't listen to them, Deku. You are showing you the true character of a hero. Looks like Izuku shot Black Whip out of his back when he tried to stop to get away before Seto stopped him. Okay, let's see. Damn it, it's so small. I need to zoom in. Zooming in. I do think it was a good idea to bring up Eri though. Like Eri's the real MVP here. When all else fails, shame them with children, or like guilt them with children. Oh, you know what's actually worthwhile? Koda's always so quiet and he's screaming out loud. That's pretty good actually. Like that's a pretty nice little moment there. Good on him. That actually speaks pretty loudly for Koda, quite literally. Oh, there's another thingamajig here. When all else fails, Uraraka screams, "I'm pregnant." God, that would stop Izuku in his tracks 100%. Because Izuku would be like, "What? Like, does Izuku even know how kids are made?" I hope so. He's a teenager. He should know. Alright, let's see. Yeah, second user's quirk is probably coming out, boys and girls. Deku says that anyone can take care of Eri. It doesn't need to be him. Dick. Momo, like, yes. Honestly, actually, bringing up a candy apple, a one-time thing that Izuku did for Eri, not the best example, right? Deku says anyone can take care of Eri, doesn't need to be him. Momo creates a machine that captures Izuku and is about to put him to sleep, but he destroys it before he gets activated. They are lucky that Izuku's actually not trying to counter them directly. Kaminari shoulder hugs him and starts talking. He says that one for all is important, but Izuku has many more important things to worry about. Even though their hobbies and interests are different, Kaminari still considers Izuku a friend. This gives time for Shoji to extend his arms and cover Izuku with an isolation tape created by Momo. Tokoyami appears once again and uses a new technique called Ragnarok to confine Izuku in an orb of darkness. Izuku's breaking out, man. Izuku's about to break out. Dekumon probably told him babies came from the store. Deku beats all of class. Uraraka pulls out a pregnancy test. That's the way to do it. Tokoyami new technique is interesting. With Bakugo new technique. No, man, like that might actually be the way to stop him. That, like, at the very least to give them like the element of surprise. But no, it sounds like Izuku's gonna break out of this. Like, thing is, Izuku's moving around right now. It looks like this entire time Izuku's been flexing his muscles. And if that's the case, then that might imply that Izuku is about to fat Jin out of there. Also, though, I think it's worth pointing out that perhaps this might backfire on them. I'm just thinking, like, you know, Izuku is out there because he wants to make sure that his friends can stay protected. And so his friends are coming in and they're talking about all the great moments that they've had with Izuku, all the peaceful moments. And I'm thinking, like, you're bringing up the moments that Izuku wants to protect. I am not sure if bringing up and reminding Izuku of the people he wants to protect and making Izuku remember that he cares about them. I'm not sure if that's a good idea for tunnel vision Izuku. Like, that just seems a little bit dangerous to me. Anyway, I'm happy that Momo created a machine that captured Izuku and was going to put him to sleep. I'm glad that's where the kids are going. With Kaminari shoulders him and hugs him. I like that he's talking about, like, yeah, they're friends. I like Shoji and Tokoyami trying to trying to control Izuku, and then the isolation tape. To be fair, they don't know exactly how he thinks, right? But we have Bakugo, who professes to be the expert, or like to be the best person when it comes to knowing how they think, right? But yeah, Bakugo probably didn't think this through. Well, we don't know yet. We don't know. It's just like if it goes down the angle where if Izuku gets inspired by this to try harder, we shouldn't be surprised. But yeah, like Bakugo doesn't know everything about Izuku and All Might, and while he knows Izuku's self-sacrificial, he might not be able to properly model what Izuku's desperate brain looks like right now. We haven't seen Mineta yet, though. Like, if Mineta is the clincher in all this, that's gonna be great. Momo creates an R machine. Momo, are you really that influenced by Midnight? Well, the sleeping gas was a good move, I think. They should give Izuku a reason why they can handle the trouble instead of bringing up good moments. I think so as well. I didn't like him leaving the school in the first place, and it's fine that it isn't something I like either. Fair enough, Gohan, but you like peace in your stories anyway, though, right? So, like, we know that you were going to have an issue with this one. For me to have faith that Izuku can stand up to Yuraki, he needs to be class 1A with low difficulty. Well, Aki, you have to keep in mind that in this situation, it looks like Izuku's not going on the offensive. Like, Izuku's not countering them directly. He's just trying to get away. So I think this might be, like, probably not a good move on Izuku. I think if he had gone in and checked them, although, mind you, we might get Izuku going on the offensive and checking them next chapter. But I personally feel like they're getting away with it because Izuku's trying to run away and not counter them. If Izuku swapped to counter, it would be, I think it becomes a different equation. What do you guys think? Destroyed Momo's machine, just getting away. Yeah, he destroyed Momo's machine because it's about to, like, he's not attacking Momo herself. He just like, if you look at what Izuku's doing, he's been in full reaction. No one's gonna get upset if Izuku breaks a machine. I'm talking about countering the kids directly. Izuku's not doing it. He's completely in reaction. Everything that we've read so far is Izuku in reaction. Like, he isn't taking the offensive on any of the kids from what we've seen here. Unless I missed a spot. No, it looks like he's just in reaction on this one. That's what I meant, Miguel. Have a line with backwards. No, you idiots don't. That's going into. How would you counter sticky balls besides trying to avoid them? Well, for me, like, if I was going to counter Mineta, I would knock out Mineta first. But I don't know if Izuku's actually willing to knock him out. I do follow isekais where the MC is brutal, so it's not all shine and rainbows. I could see Izuku pulling out Fajin to escape. However, just as it seemed like it worked, Bakugo stops him. It just seems like we haven't seen Bakugo since that initial move. Got me suspicious. They just don't know that Izuku's an Avenger now. He's abandoning UA for greater power to avenge the Uchihas. Wrong character. They could start breaking people's leg next chapter. He's charging up, and when he gets charged up, the fight's over for him. Sasuke wasn't one of my favorite characters in that story. Oh. Yeah, Knight random. I hope he beats them, but he's going to end up back anyways for whatever reason. I'm imagining class is just getting him to use his quirks to see what he does, and then the heavy hitters plan around that. And when he's caught, he either uses Fajin or... Funny how your concept of countering is to knock them out. Yeah. That's a counter. Like when you counter something, you're preventing them from continuing to do things to you. That's my opinion on it. Like when I say like put them in check, look, as long as Izuku breaks Momo's machine. What has he done? Nothing. All he's done is delayed Momo from creating another machine, right? But if you counter Momo immediately, you prevent her from making any other options, so you countered her. Like that's a full-on... well, I guess it's more put her in check, or just... Well, look, in Hero Academia, it's pretty much you have to put people down, otherwise they're going to be able to keep messing with you. Like, everything here is still full-on in reaction, but maybe I'm using the wrong word, too. But yeah, no, like, that's my perception on it. He's in reaction. This isn't countering. He's just reacting to what they're doing and not really putting a stop to them. Viz, the ground would probably give away, but I think, like, the ground would give away, but it depends on how Izuku can, Izuku needs to get leverage on it, so like he could rip the ground off, but he might take a portion of the concrete with him. Like the portion of the ball sticks to is probably gonna stick with him. So that's how like it's probably gonna work. Like Mineta's thing apparently is a counter, but it's also a reaction. Fair enough, Miguel. So I don't think I'm using the right terminology. So let's say put them in check. I think put them in check is different, because check says that this is a condition where this person can't affect... Well, you know, like when you put something in check, that person is now having to go on the defensive, and you've pretty much neutralized their forward momentum. So let's say put them in check. Sorry, it's just like when people talk about hard counters in video games, and I think that's where it is. When you say a hard counter in a video game, you're specifically talking about a character that neutralizes another character completely. Right? Like if you have a hard counter in Pokemon, it's because you're about to neutralize that Pokemon completely. You completely render them useless. Whereas what we're seeing here is still far and beyond reaction. So I think I'm just thinking it in terms of video games. Trying to think other hard counters. Yeah, like if you go and you... I guess like that in that terminology you would still be using check as well though. Like if you hard counter something in League, the character you're hard countering isn't going to be able to do anything of value to you. Neutralize? Maybe neutralize is a better word. Neutralize? Maybe neutralize the kids so that they can't do anything else? Is that the better word? That might be it. To counter Mineta, couldn't Izuku just use force and rip away? Okay, I got that. Izuku just evading. He's not counterattacking. Deku. Okay, yeah, Roston. Oh, I agree with that. He's just evading. That's definitely it. Fajin's about to break the rescue plan. Pseudo 100 is something they can't plan for. Heck, he might hit Pseudo 200. Either way, left of his shoes gives or the ground does. Yeah, neutralize is better. A counter to poison could be a ground because it's super effective, but it could also be a defensive counter like a steel type because they're immune to poison. Because they're immune to poison attack even if steel isn't effective. Oh, but in that case, Miguel, like that count in that situation of the counter, you still have a situation where they're neutralizing the effect of the opponent. Like at the end of the day, what you're getting from there is still a situation where the opponent can't do anything to you. Like that's, are you in the same situation with Izuku here? Everyone here is still active. Everyone here, Izuku is evading their situations, but nothing's stopping them from continuing to affect Izuku. Like, he's just continuously reacting. Mind you, I think he did get someone. But I think neutralize is a better term. I think I should just stick to saying neutralize. I think Izuku should just neutralize all of them. As long as those kids can still act on Izuku, it's not going to be a good situation for him. Why people ship Suyu and the bird? Oh, it's because they just got paired early on in the series. Where they're not knocking for. Fair point. Fair point, Miguel. Fair point, Miguel. But in Hero Academia, if you don't neutralize, if you don't prevent the kids from acting, like how, like it's just like I don't see how that's really account. Well, I mean, like to win this, I think he needs to prevent the kids from acting enough for him to get away. Just like the kids, they can still act, but no matter what they do, because Izuku just knows them. He didn't land his smash on Sun Eater. Well, I don't know. We might. If I'm thinking like if we see Izuku attack him, that's gonna be like a dark moment for Izuku. But Miguel, point taken. Point taken. If we end in a point where Izuku completely neutralizes them, though, I'll take the victory on that one, Miguel. Fat Gum made a comment about making your opponents lose the will to fight and make them surrender. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Fat Gum did, like, that's one of the win conditions for Fat Gum for sure. Let's see. I wonder if Suyu's gonna have a big moment in the chapter with the color page. I don't know. Like, there's still a few people that haven't shown up. Like, there might be people planning in the background. I really hope there are people planning in the background. Izuku might not hit them, but I imagine him using Air Force without his gloves. I think in this case, it's more likely Izuku's going to lose the will to fight before they do. It's been a while since we've gone without any... Oh yeah, no, it has been a long while since we've gotten any information. It's been like over 20 minutes. Oh no, what's going on? Thank you, Miguel, for engaging on that one. That was at least a fun discussion to pass the time. I'm guessing that next little bit of little bit of spoiler should be out at some point. Oh, is Danger Sense telling him all about the incoming? Because if it was, he would have been avoiding them, not getting caught and then breaking out of them afterwards, right? Did anyone see any Danger Sense popping up in the images? Like, I don't see any Danger Sense markings anywhere. Roston says Suyu has to have a big role in all these. She's rainy hero and it's raining. Yeah. Deku should remember that her and them won't be a problem since Central Hospital is a thing. A few broken bones won't be a problem. Ugh. I'd feel bad if Izuku breaks bones though. I still believe there's a hidden facet of transfer quirk of One for All we aren't aware of. Okay. Danger Sense might have react to Momo's machine. Probably don't see his friends as a threat. Oh, no, Kayla, but the friends as a threat is as a non-issue. We've seen the way that Hikage uses it with Banjo. Or any lethal attacks? Nah, lethality doesn't matter because we saw Banjo and Hikage's demonstration of it, which was pretty important. I think Atsushi must be working on one of those pages that he does where he puts all the information on it. That makes sense that might be what's taking so long now. I like how Atsushi is trying to like keep his Twitter also relevant while he's posting stuff on Discord. But Poison, like you saw them using Danger Sense. Like Hikage was using Danger Sense the entirety of the time, at a time when he was explaining Danger Sense. For it to be a gag would be a pretty rude move in general when it's showcasing a power of it. The whole story Deku has always been 2 steps behind power-wise. I hope that us fans can have faith that he can somewhat stand on equal footing with Shigaraki. Oh, I have faith he can do that. I feel like Izuku can do that. It'd be interesting if we don't get to see Danger Sense till Izuku starts acting against them. Maybe he's focused on running away and Danger Sense would only act on true threats to Izuku. I don't know, man. I don't like playing this game of like what Danger Sense reacts to and what it does when we've seen examples of it. I mean, like, if Izuku has it turned off right now, then that's a different story. But we'll have to see. Midnight has not taught them sex ed well. Oh yeah, right. Back to pregnant Uraraka. I would love pregnant Uraraka to just come in there. Just like, imagine Uraraka shows up with the pregnancy test. Izuku, I'm pregnant. It's your kid. And it's like, what? How? And then just say like, oh yeah, Izuku, like one night you were just sleepwalking and you were all powered up. That one time you destroyed your bed? Yep. That would be hilarious and also kind of concerning. But let's hope that... I don't know. I think the issue is the naming because danger sense implies they will only detect dread or bad intentions. Oh yeah, I agree with that, Miguel. I agree with that. What's your opinion on Pokemon Journeys? I like the fan service, Robert. You know, like I like seeing old characters. I like seeing someone catch legendaries, but I kind of wish it was Ash doing everything. Danger sense is a passive quirk, right? It needs to be explained further. I'm still confused about it. Fair enough, Poise. I mean, a lot of us are. Like animals can sense stuff in their surroundings. Yes, danger sense only shows up when he can dodge the threat. There were a few times that danger sense couldn't keep up though. Like he couldn't dodge Nagant stuff, but he was able to react to it in time to like block it with his hands, right? I mean, didn't the first say he didn't like social interaction? Maybe that's why it worked for Banjo. Oh, so you're saying like because of it's based on what they don't like, but then is Izuku's danger sense triggering when he like when a random villain is around? It's so hard. It's so hard to like now start quantifying this if it is based on intentions. No, okay, so danger sense is so long acting that Izuku could be standing, looking at people running away, and then danger sense activates. So he can use it as a radar, even though danger is not coming directly towards him. He senses danger at a distance, but that makes sense because we knew danger sense had remote view, or like it's been implied that danger sense has remote viewing capabilities. So, okay, so I'm looking at chapter 318. So, Danger Sense can trigger in general when Izuku's alert to take him to another location. We've seen Hikage trigger it when he's just dealing with Banjo. But we're saying that maybe there's a component of Hikage doesn't like this. So, it's pretty much anything that Izuku doesn't like. So, if Izuku doesn't want to get hit by the friends, wouldn't it be active right now? If we're saying it's by volition? But then Izuku also can't turn it off. Kind of annoying we got an explanation for Fajin before Danger Sense, even when that one came first. Oh, hey, Tiandre. I don't think Danger Sense is going off because his classmates aren't actually trying to hurt him. Yeah, no, like, it's just because of the thing with, just because of the thing with Banjo and Hikage. That's the thing throwing me off, personally. Yeah, no, I definitely think that the remote viewing capabilities of Danger Sense are passive enhancement. Although you kind of have to wonder, how does a strength stockpiling quirk superpower Danger Sense? I kind of wish I knew the metric for which Danger Sense activates, because I can't understand how a stockpiling quirk is able to empower Danger Sense. Like, it's different if Black Whip is proportional to the strength of your muscle, but how do you quantify Danger Sense? In order to give it like if you were to make it into a formula, how would you quantify danger sense to justify it being supercharged? His detection range and visual feedback could be part of the enhancement. I agree with that, Miguel. I think the visual of it is definitely oh, new comments. I think the visual of it is definitely a supercharge. I just kind of wish I knew how the supercharge worked. Miguel, do you understand what you're saying when you say it makes quirks evolve past the singularity? Like, the singularity is the idea that as quirks mix together, the body can't keep up with them anymore. So what you're saying here is like it makes quirk evolve past the point where the body can't keep up with the quirk anymore. And like we know the mechanism by which this happens biologically is quirk factors mixing together. But when it comes to one for all and all of them, like the quirks haven't mixed together with each other, just the one for all power stockpile, right? Like it comes back to the original question. Like I don't understand how the power of 8 people like leads into, unless there's brain power involved. If there's some kind of brain power component, I could see it. But I just kind of wish I knew what danger sense is, like what stat danger sense expanded along. You know, like that's kind of what I wish we understood better for danger sense. Anyway, Tokoyami comments that the idea of using the Dark Shadow in a defensive way came from Midoriya himself during the cavalry battle. Kaminari is still holding Izuku inside the shadow and asks him to take a bath as soon as possible. Enhanced danger. Let's see. Deku breaks free and while screaming, destroying the whole building they were in. Tokoyami is impressed to see Dark Shadow Ragnarok being overpowered. Deku's mask falls off and we see him crying. He says that he knows his friends are generally worried about him to a point that danger... Oh, okay, here we go. To a point that danger sense hasn't been activated even once during this fight. Okay, you guys are right. Wow. Well, there you go. Now I have to go look back at Banjo, but he needs them to understand that he's okay, and he has to keep doing this by his own. Well, that's great, great. Well, that's another nice little point for danger sense. Props to all of you that were right on that one. Think danger sense range and reaction alarm is well. There's our clarification for danger sense. Yeah. No, it's still passive. Izuku's a low-key M. But yeah, no, it's still passive. It's just like now there's a condition here. Let's see. So yeah, I'm just looking at so like just for the record, like the chapter that throws me off is chapter 304. And in that chapter, you have Banjo talking to Hikage, and he's just like, yeah, Shinamori here was a weirdo who shunned modern society for the life of a hermit. And Banjo was just going to swing his arm down like he was about to, you know, put his arm around Hikage. And then Hikage is able to activate Danger Sense and back away for that first little bit there. So, like, how would you even... I just want to know now how you explain 304's little moment other than Vistrio's theory there, because Banjo was just coming to to hold on to Shinamori's arm. Like there's nothing in there that indicates danger. Like yeah, sure, Banjo isn't worried about him, but when you look at Banjo, that's just a flat out a nice little moment of camaraderie. So why does danger sense activate in that moment? Like afterward, when Banjo starts using Black Whip out of playfulness, that's different. But on that first approach, it's still kind of odd. Yeah, no, I'm glad to get the clarification. He wants to be... No, Miguel. I think everyone else won this one. I don't win this one. I like take a bath, though. So have something to do with what it looked like. A bunch of predicted that wouldn't act so nice to get clarification. What I find funny is that Izuku let Kaminari get close to him, and he was just side-hugging him through all of that. The only time in the series I want Izuku to cry. Is it like Spidey's sense that doesn't work with people not seen as a threat? It didn't work on Aunt May. I mean, maybe. Banjo might be aware of his aversion and purposely did it. It's just so interesting now to say, like, what a person perceives as danger affects danger sense, though. But that doesn't work because it just got clarified that if someone's genuinely worried, they're going to be able to overcome it. Anyway, going back, just reading the comments, or sorry, reading the spoiler here. Kaminari still holding the Deku inside the shadow. Um, it's cool to know that Izuku could break Ragnarok. And it's cool to know that he's crying. Um, yeah, no. I feel bad for Izuku, man. Like, the guy just thinks he's doing the right thing. Gosh. Yeah, that might be it, White Despair. That might be it. It might be the issue of the teasing. Like, when I saw it, I think it might also be my bias on that one. When I saw it, it looks like it's a friendly come around, but maybe the teasing is what does it. It's probably a weird mix of intent and action and the level of aversion to an action. Yeah, probably a weird mix. That's probably like the best way to go about it, is to just say it's an equation that takes in multiple factors. Was it not the danger sense, but just no, Matthew, like on 304, danger sense's lightning specifically shows up for it. You know, mind you, it's not like Hero Academia doesn't have a history of having weird quirk shenanigans when comedy is involved. Like, the other example is Mirio. Like, Mirio, when he first meets Izuku and the things that he's doing are impossible. He shouldn't be doing them when he's meeting Izuku. Like, Hero Academia powers aren't always 100% correct, right? Like, Momo too. No, Momo creates matter. There's no way around that. There's no way in the world that you can have 50 grams of something turning into, say, a kilogram of a cannon or something like that. Like, like, if Momo can produce a cannon, she is as heavy as a cannon because of conservation of mass, unless she is not a closed system, right? Like, there are spots in Hero Academia where the powers do fall away, and like, given the history of it, probably best to just assume that it's like Viz said, and like how White Despair said, that being that there's like multiple nuances into it. That's probably the safest thing to do. Just not think about it too hard. Let's see, like a germaphobe would probably hate living if they had danger sense. Also, why is danger sense spontaneously activating? He can't turn on and off that thing. I don't think we've seen him turn. I don't think he can turn it on or off. Well, I don't know. I'm tired. I don't know. To be put asleep and have another combo with the pass one for all users. They might be wary of that. If Uraraka and Bakugo know that putting Izuku to sleep, or getting Shinzo to put him to sleep, is dangerous, they might not. That might be a reason to not bring Shinzo in. When he's talking in the ground, his lungs should be getting pushed out of the ground, which would kill him. Yeah, and like a lot of other things. Like, remember, the thing with Mirio is that Horikoshi had to limit how much time Mirio could spend in the ground. So, because he had to do that, the stipulation he put in is that when Mirio turns intangible, the air escapes his lungs, because the air itself doesn't get affected by the phasing. So if Mirio is talking, the question is, how does the air that has to vibrate his vocal cords, how does that pass through the solid ground? That's where the impossibility really comes in on that one. Mirio shouldn't have any air in his lungs to be able to push the air out. And if you want to say he can, you still have to deal with that one layer of boundary where his face comes out of the ground. Like, that's where the problem with Mirio really starts. Also, like, Mirio, he shouldn't be able to be underground the way he was without shooting up, unless there's a basement compartment when he first meets Izuku. But it still doesn't get past the fact that air escapes his lungs. Therefore, he shouldn't have any air to be able to pass through his vocal cords. To Miguel's point, can you willingly not have any kind of reflex in your body? No, like, a lot of your body's processes are natural. Like, I mean, you might have the reflex to like flinch when someone attacks you, but maybe you can like overpower that. But if we're talking about other natural processes, I mean, you can't stop your digestion just by thinking it. I mean, you can stop breathing. You know, you can hold your breath and not go autopilot for that one, but eventually it's going to happen. Yeah, there's limits, right, Miguel? Can you willingly not have any kind of reflex in your body? No, that's impossible. Like, there's always autonomous functions going on in your body, regardless. Huh, that was 20 minutes between those two info dumps. Oh, more images though. So that Izuku, or sorry, the Midoriya account has more images. So it's the one with Sato dealing with stuff. Oof, Izuku looks rough, man. Izuku looks rough. Poor guy, he's desperate. Yo, with the way that Izuku is looking desperate here, Izuku might do something. Like, oh, with the way that he's looking, this is pretty good setup. Like, if Izuku has a moment here where he makes a mistake, it feels like it's really coming. Like, Izuku looks really desperate. If someone makes like a really good argument towards him, I think they might be able to shift him on this. But they're also kind of like, ooh, this is such a tightrope to walk. I thought that he couldn't breathe, not that the air leaves his body from within. Let me look this one up again. I'm pretty sure I have the right memory there, Speed. Let me just look at it again. Because I remember having to look into this multiple times when I was doing research for this a long while ago. Let's see. I wonder if I'll be able to find it. Mirio. So I think it's 124 that I have to look at. Let's see. So 124. Gonna go check 124 real quick. And still no comments, or sorry, no spoilers here. One 124. Gonna I like to think that Momo can really create matter. I mean, Todoroki creates a lot of ice, and that she's just using the lipids as a source of energy to create. Yeah, Rotten, I'd actually like to believe that a lot more too. Like, that makes more sense. Just say that she's somehow like creating matter instead of converting matter. I think that's just the safest thing to do. Let's see. Okay, so I got the clarification here. So Meteor had said when it's active, my lungs can't absorb oxygen, but because even when I breathe, the air just passes through. Similarly, my lungs can't absorb oxygen. Similarly, my eardrums can't pick up any vibrations, and my eyes can't absorb light. It all just passes through me, and I can't feel anything at all. Oh, you know what? I didn't remember that. That's not how I remembered it. So I must have read the wrong translation or something like that. When it's active, my lungs can't absorb oxygen, because even when I breathe, the air just passes through. It all just passes. That makes it that becomes a little bit more of a problem now. That does become a little bit more of a problem. How do you make that work if you have Meteor's head in a bound going through a medium that is ground? No, because it's still air that has to go through the ground. Can you make air vibrate if you're intangible? Oof. I'll have to look into that one again. See if I have any notes from the past to see if I have any thoughts. Anywho, there's kind of glad. Speed, thank you for that, because now I have the clarification. I like to think that Momo can really create matter. I got that. The I'm pregnant bomb needs to be dropped ASAP. Yes, Johnny. Kind of glad Aizawa didn't show up. This fight would have ended as soon as they found him. Deku, forget about your fans. Missions come first. Protect them. You must become a bigger demon than All for One. Yes, Tai. So they told Izuku that no one asked if anyone can take care of Eri. Why did you risk your life and save her and back and go walk? So they told Izuku that no one asked if anyone could take care of Eri. I mean, like, Izuku doesn't really take care of her. It's mostly the third years that do it. So they told Izuku that no... Okay, let's see. Deku needs to take some notes from Eren. With that Eri line, All for One is Izuku's father. She's converting a large percentage of oxygen around her tube, but hasn't noticed that about her quirk yet. That'd be a good one, too. The ground one seems impossible, though. Yeah. It's just like... Oh... That one acts like that one just turned into a little bit of an issue there for me. When it's active, my lungs can't absorb oxygen. What happens to the carbon dioxide that's in your lungs when you permeate? I wonder. I'll have to look if there's another line that he talks about it. I guess the question is, to what degree is the oxygen in your lungs yours? Like, would you say carbon dioxide is yours? Like the one that you're about to exhale? I don't know. Ah, Shonen Jump powers and the logical conclusions. Oh, it's always so interesting. Man, Atsushi's been really slow. I really hope for more, but we're like, this is really not working out for us, guys. Atsushi has balls of steel. Meanwhile, the Midori account's putting up... well, I don't know when the last picture they put up, actually. And here I thought we'd be done before midnight. I mean, he's essentially holding his breath. Yeah. I mean, like, when I thought he was holding his breath, but I thought it's like, you know, when you exhale and you hold your breath to prevent the inhale. That's the kind of holding breath that I thought. I mean, he definitely can't pull air in. Meteor's like Kitty Private more useless. I mean, Meteor's costume faded with him, so maybe oxygen that he already has counts as him. Well, the costume is made out of Meteor's hair, is the thing. I'd assume that things that are part of his body at the moment of transition stay the same, but things that broke off due to reaction at the moment become other and stay permeable. Oh, good night, Gohan. He keeps oxygen that is already in the lung but can't add more. He's holding his breath. Yeah, I think that's like the safest thing to go for there. Just like from the way it's reading here. Oh, sorry. Just an appliance in the background going off. You know, I didn't think I'd be looking at Meteor's naked body here for a good couple of minutes as I think. And in case you're wondering where his naked body is, I'm just talking about the one panel in chapter 124. That's him falling into the ground. What about the hollow parts of your body? How would that work? Oh, no. You know, like, if you think about it, the food in his body... I mean, Mirio must be eating, and the food in his body is still in his body. And mind you, I think that's just like, you know, comic power shenanigans just to make things not gross. But like if Mirio ate a banana, the banana's probably still in his body and is phasing with him. Yeah, like right now, I guess when it comes to the ground, if I'm actually thinking about it, if we assume that Mirio's lungs are able to hold the oxygen before he activates it, the question is how the oxygen gets to come out and still produce sound. Or like the carbon dioxide, because it's carbon dioxide. How the carbon dioxide comes out. Is it? It's probably primarily nitrogen. It's nitrogen. Okay, you know what? The exhale. It's how the exhale comes through the ground, and then like, how was Mirio able to stay standing in the ground unless there's a secret compartment? Did Mirio stay longer in the ground when he first met and he didn't propel himself? Yes, Poison. But for that one, what you have to assume is that Mirio like is standing in a basement unit and he stuck his head out of the ground. As weird as that is, like that's how you like work that one. So Mirio has to eat people to apply his quirk to others. Yeah, pretty much. Like, okay, so like, if Mirio eats food, what happens if Oh yeah. There's the girl that can use size, right? What happens if the girl that can use size and shrinks herself? What happens if she jumps into Mirio's stomach, and Mirio activates permeation? He should be able to carry her with him. If she's like hanging out in his throat or something like that, right? That's how it must work. Oh, god damn it, Mirio. God damn it. He seems governments all over the earth are taking all right now. South Africa, Haiti, Cuba, Texas. Wait, what's going on in Texas? So Mirio has to eat people to apply his quirk to others. His body, or the size girl can't affect living things though. Oh wait, sorry. Can't she shrink herself? Did I mess that one up? I thought she could shrink herself. That might be me misremembering though. I don't know the class 1B people too well. Oh, and still no spoilers yet, boys and girls. No spoilers. My mistake if I got that wrong. I must have thought that she could shrink herself. That was my mistake. Ah, yeah, no, okay. So she can't do it herself. Okay, but if someone gets shrunk, is there anyone that can shrink in Hero Academia? There must be. Taking L's? Yeah. Oh, Texas wanted to pass a law, and Democrat didn't agree with the law since they were outnumbered. They fled the state, so that a vote could. So now there's a warrant out for them. Oh no, this has happened a lot of times in U.S. politics. Like I think a year or two ago, it happened in Oregon as well, where people fled the state. Does Mirio need to be wearing his outfit for it to phase with him? Could he touch it, phase his hand, and the part he's touching will phase with him? I think so, Viz, because it's his hair, right? So if he's touching with his hand, it's like he's touching the rest of his body if it's made out of his hair. So I think like it would probably work in that way. I think that's the safe way of going about it. They're arrest, I think, but they are in DC, which is out of jurisdiction for Texas Rangers. Yeah. But I think this has happened before. I think it happened in Oregon. Most of them all get one shot by Shigaraki. Mr. Compress can shrink people in a sense. Ah, there we go. So Mr. Compress. So we get Mr. Compress, we have him put people in marbles, and then we shove them into Mirio's body. Like, we tie them to some strings, and we shove them in Mirio's body. Actually, there's quite a few places we could probably shove them. But we shove them in Mirio's body, and then we have Mirio walk into a villain stronghold, and he vomits, and everyone comes out. That would be hilarious. Well, actually, oh no. There's reasons you can still make it so that Mirio has to be the one to be the Trojan horse. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be into seeing Trojan horse Mirio come in with like hundreds of heroes in his stomach. That'd be pretty hilarious. They're arrested, I think, but they are in these. Okay, I got that. Meteor Quirk needs to evolve. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, a lot of people need some evolutions to occur. Okay, Atsushi, what is going on, man? We're dying here, man. Okay, I'm gonna go check 4chan. Like, at this rate, other people have got to have leaked, because this is just ridiculous now. Okay, now okay, I think we've come across some really great theories tonight. Like, Ochako is pregnant, and you know, Midnight's the traitor, and Mirio as a Trojan horse. Now I kind of want a scene where Mirio infiltrates a villain stronghold and brings a lot of heroes in his stomach after getting Mr. Compress to help him. I think this is what we need. I think it would be amazing. We need to see this. Okay, so at this point, I'm also looking around at all the different places, because at this point, I just want to see if there's... Yo, Tiandre, you said it, not me, man. You said it, not me. But yo, you know, being a hero means sacrifices, right? If it works, it works. I don't think that was the end of the chapter. Doesn't, like, Atsushi usually says if it's the end of the chapter. It's just like this is taking quite a while. Let's see. Trying to look for as many images as I can. Yeah, no, even the shot of Izuku crying still doesn't look like the proper chapter end, so there's probably a little bit more. Yeah, this is too bad. There's nothing on 4chan. God, 4chan. Once upon a time, you had so much hope. That day we got the Mr. Compress spoiler. That was amazing. But ever since then, you've just let us down. Alright, going rogue. See ya, man. Meteor would turn My Villain Academia into my vor. If he did that, not my villain. Oh man, congressman should be shot for such behavior. Okay, Speed. I do not have that kind of opinion. I don't like the running away just because you don't want to vote on something. Just saw someone point out Suyu is crying on the color page. Oh, is she? Well, let's give it a closer look. Oh, I just thought that was like raindrops. But yeah, maybe she is crying. Huh, Good. Suyu cries for Izuku. Does 4chan get any other series crazy? Atsushi is in a state of shock at the "I'm pregnant" line. That's the only explanation. Yes, I agree. That has to be it. The "I'm pregnant" line is here. Except maybe it's not Uraraka. Maybe it's Suyu. But yeah, for 4chan spoilers, like One Piece, the One Piece usually ends up there, and Black Clover and Juju Kai end up there pretty quickly. But we're gonna have to put a limit on this, guys. Let's give it like 15 more minutes. If we don't get anything else in the 15 more minutes, I'm gonna have to call it, just cause like I'm also running on fumes here. How do you guys think the chapter ends? I think maybe it ends with Izuku deciding to get serious, maybe? Maybe it's both. God, what if Izuku he's the one being emotional after all? Oh my gosh. Like what if this is like Suyu's quirk evolution and she was able to like get contact, like, you know, contact pregnancy? I don't think that there's any frog that can do that. Yeah, no, there can't be any frog that gets contact pregnant. That's impossible. Yeah, no, but like that would be kind of crazy. Either that or Izuku's a notorious sleepwalker, or, you know, the girls are just really good liars. I really just hope the girls are really good liars and they just be like, Izuku, this has happened, I'm sorry. And then Bakugo gets one good AP shot over Izuku's head. Dom Toretto shows up. You need to go back to your family. Oh my god, yes. Oh no. Chapter ends on Ochako Suyu being pregnant. Izuku prepares a Fajin 100%. There aren't any frogs that get caught, but there is a type of lizard that does. Oh! That's neat. That's super neat. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, like, contact pregnancies, like, that's the kind of thing that you would expect, like, from... Well, like, even in fish like they would lay their eggs and then the sperm just go towards it. That's different. They're putting quirk serum in the water and getting the freaking. Yes, sorry. Excellent reference. Excellent reference. That one's a good one. Ochako X Momo has been just waiting. Chapter ends. Oh, okay. Would Suyu lay eggs if she's pregnant? Well, that's the big question. Would Suyu lay eggs in general? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if Suyu lays eggs. Like, if there was a person with harpy quirk, yeah, with a harpy quirk, would they lay eggs? I don't know. I feel like that would be like a really like dicey area to talk about in Hero Academia universe. Because, you know, like in the Monster Girl series, there's all kinds of black markets for the things that the Monster Girls produce. I wonder if the Hero Academia universe would develop along those lines for the people that, you know, develop the animal features. I think we're really getting to like the real questions here. Yeah, Johnny. Yeah. All the males. Okay, let's see. All the males are dead and the females self-replicate, but to induce this, they have to get physical with other females to stimulate the asexual reproduction. Huh. Crack rare ships for me are Ida X Kami and Bakugo X Momo. I like very opposite characters, they'll make sense. Oh, okay, Poison. Well, those sound pretty fun though. Is Suyu a tadpole when she was younger? I don't know. Her siblings look kind of tadpole-ish, don't they? It's been a while since I've seen them though, so don't quote me on that. But they don't seem as fully developed as Suyu did. I mean, was Tokoyami born from an egg? I don't know, man. I hope not. Like, I really hope not. I mean, because, like, there's still human parts on Tokoyami. Right? Like, he's still kind of human. That'd be kind of weird. Like, a person coming out of an egg. That's an alien. Oh, finally. Oh, god damn it. Oh no, Suyu is crying. She is pregnant. She's not pregnant, but she's crying. Oh yeah, no, me neither, White Despair. But I think they're funny. But it's probably also just because it's so late. No, you know, I never really considered what actually happened, like how far the animal forms go. Shoto stops Izuku using his heaven-piercing ice wall. He asks Izuku if his burden doesn't even allow him to cry like a normal person does. If you ask Stain that, Stain's gonna say like, yeah, no, heroes don't cry. Heroes don't get to cry. Heroes are just symbols. Well, like, you know, old Stain. If we're talking about old Stain, that's probably it. But, alright, cool. Anyway, yeah, don't worry, Izuku is with, let's see. Let's see. Tsuyu's next to him saying that she won't let Izuku get away, that she's tired of crying while feeling helpless. Oh, her friends should be allowed to tremble when they're in fear and cry when they're in pain. If Deku's plan is to become a superhero like those in comics, Class A will live this fiction by his side. Yes! Compromise! Yes! Compromise! So can Mirko reproduce fast? I don't know. I don't think Mirko has enough rabbit parts for that. I don't think that's how that one would work. It's because it's a battle chapter where everyone's talking. That's probably why. And because they all have different ideas, you can't just summarize it easily. Okay, but Suyu so far is coming in pretty clutch here. That was good. This is what I want. Yes, I want them... And although Class A will live this fiction by his side. It's not fiction, man. Well, she says her friends should be allowed to tremble when they're in fear and cry when they're in pain. So that sounds like that's Suyu saying it. But I don't know about calling it a fiction. We'll live this fiction by his side. Like, this is his life. Like, Buddy Guy, All for One, is actually a danger. Like, this is real suffrage going on here with Izuku. Hyena are the worst animals I've ever seen. Okay. Can Kamui Woods produce seeds instead of... Well, I don't know, Rotson. I don't know. Now this conversation's getting a little bit too much. Suyu has moving words than Uraraka. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a nice little comparison. I wonder who has the better words to share. You know, I noticed that there's someone else that reposts. There's someone that reposts Atsushi's stuff from the Discord server, and I just wonder if Atsushi is bothered about people reposting on Twitter. But imagine being a leaker and being annoyed that other people are leaking your leaks. Turns out All for One isn't real, he's just fiction. Yes. That line there might be an interesting one, in the sense that if Izuku took that the wrong way, he could really be bothered. He could really go and just say, like, if you think that's fiction, then this is all the more reason to say you can't be with me, or you guys can't follow me around. Suyu's going to save the day instead of Ochako. Heroes exist, not superheroes. That would be the greatest plot twist of all time. I bet the shippers on Twitter will have a feed day with the next chapter. I hope so. What if a girl has the permeation quirk and they got pregnant? Will they phase with the fetus? I think so, because the fetus is still part of their body. Now this is Hori. Chapter ends with Ochako calling out to Izuku, and we get hit with the ... Quirk are the norm. So today I was setting some stone to make entrance to my yard look nice. Back in the Caribbean. Okay, and it's like some plateaus, and I need adhesive. I know a way to make mortar, but I can't make lime. Oh, okay. It's gonna be hilarious if Sue outsigns Ochako. I'm really hoping for it. My fingers are crossed. Suyu comes in and swoops the man, and like sweeps the man off his feet. Man, if Suyu comes in there and just flat out is the one that gets Izuku, oh, I would be 100% in. If everyone is super, then no one is super. Yada yada. Yeah. You know, like that line though. Like when you look at All Might and All Might's struggle with All for One, like All Might, he's like he lets that's his life. All Might lived that life. All Might has comic books written about him probably, right? Like I don't calling it a fiction when you have All Might who lost his mentor, like his mentor's grandson has been corrupted by a force of ultimate evil. Calling the pursuit to try and stop that fiction instead of just calling it like misguided. I don't know, man. Like you're a hero. You fight people. This is real life. You actually fight villains. I don't know. If it feels weird. I hope that's not the final translation. It just comes off a little bit weird. If please Hori let Suyu NTR Ochako. Fingers crossed. Well, truthfully I can, but I don't have many shells and I'm too lazy to make a fire, so I decided I was gonna substitute it with limestone. No idea how it's gonna turn out. It was sand already set. Okay, Tiandra, I know what you're talking about, man. Remember, All Might Ultimate created the symbol of peace society led this to happen. Yeah, he did. He did. That's a good point, Miguel. He did create the society that led to this. Okay, since Atsushi put out information, I'll give it another 10 minutes and see what happens. Already set cement and limestone grounded up 2:1 ratio with some water. Hopefully it works. Yeah, man, like I personally wouldn't use limestone just because like if a fire breaks out, well, you're using it for your yard, so it's not gonna be an issue. But you know, limestone, how it decomposes under fire and all that. The fiction is trying to live up to the comic superhero. I wonder, like, how extreme are superheroes in the Hero Academia universe? Because, like, you know, when you have All for One is referencing a Demon King, which is a fantasy setting. But, like, when you're in, like, the Hero Academia universe, how much more super can you depict someone being? Like, stopping a supervillain? But, like, the kids have stopped supervillains before. One guy almost wiped out an entire island, right? 9? He started a storm or whatever he did. And then you have the heroes going out and stopping a guy from like ruining the world or ending the world. You have the world hero mission. It's like, I don't know, your scale is pretty much superheroes. By normal people's standards, you people are superheroes. It's interesting. I just feel like maybe like the way it sounds just sounds kind of reductive. But I hope that's not the final, you know, wording of the sentiment. It's just like everything about these heroes, like their career is built in self-sacrifice. Like you look at Koda's parents, and it's like they died fighting a supervillain, muscular, right? Like this is reality. This isn't just fiction. Like Izuku wanting to take on the world by himself. That's not that's not a fictional pursuit. That's some great information there, my Trippy. Also, I heard a theory recently that pyramids of Giza might actually have been casted with ancient. Oh yeah, Tiandre, yeah. So limestone, you can't. You know, like I used to do a lot of camp in the Caribbean, man, and you can't use limestone for your fire pits because limestone decomposes and then like your stuff will fall into the fire. That's why you don't use limestone to build fires. They cannot have struggle nor doubts. Oh, they portrayed them. At least classic comics didn't delve into the psychology struggles of being a superhero. They portrayed them as literally gods. They can. Oh, okay, yeah. You mean like the golden age, like yeah, the infallible ones, the ones that don't have baggage. Yeah. Okay, I get you, Miguel. What if at the end of the series is Izuku waking up in the true world Izuku lives in, no one has quirks, but the whole story was just a dream, Izuku having the greatest hero? Oh, that'd be nice. It does come off a little backhanded from Suyu. Your hero journey is fictional, Izuku. Yeah, like it's like Izuku's tears aren't fictional, and the pain that this is causing him isn't fictional. Oh, sí, Animamus. ¿Alguien puede hablar español? My Hero Academia en español. Oh, Atsushi's posting panels. Yo puedo hablar español, más o menos. ¿Qué quieres saber? And I think Miguel puede hablar español también. Because their ideal he's trying to aspire is fake. That's why it's fiction. Yeah, I feel like Izuku's chasing a functional thing though, man. I do feel like he's chasing something functional. Out of curiosity, do we think this chapter proves that the traitor isn't one of the 1A students? People were theorizing the danger sense would go off to the traitor. Well, it might also be like a more neutral traitor, like a traitor that had no choice but to be the traitor type thing too, right? Thought process: does the fact that isn't going off prove that every single one is truly trying to help Izuku? Yeah. Although I guess like the next question would be asking, is there any kind of proximity? Like, is there a proximity problem to it? You know? Do you think will be another country make an appearance? No, Yob, escríbelo español. Yo puedo leer el español. Nada más escríbelo así. Yo más o menos puedo leer. Do you think will be another country making an appearance? How big do you think Hero Academia will be? So, do you think another country making an appearance? No creo que va a haber otro país llegando. No creo. Maybe en el final de Hero Academia va a haber otro país, pero no va a ser nada grande, no creo. How big you think Hero Academia will be? Tú estás preguntando cuánto capítulo va a haber para Hero Academia. Yo me imagino más o menos entre 400 y 500. Y disculpa, hace rato que no hablo español. You can call this fiction as the points to the sign on the All Might statue. No, I don't think that. Could be because they aren't trying to hurt him or because he has a bias towards them as friends. I mean, like, if the traitor is one of these kids, we're gonna have to, like, we'll have to talk about it then, like, what exactly was going on to figure out what was going on with Danger Sense. But right now, it just maybe means that the traitor doesn't have any kind of negative stuff going on. They could also be the intention at the time for traitor, so Danger Sense won't go off. Yeah, intention at the time. Agreed. I mean, like, to go back to Miguel. Like, Miguel, I think, like, Izuku aspires... What he aspires to is just... He wants to take out All for One without getting his friends involved. Like, it's a little bit too self-sacrificing, but, like... He just wants his friends to be safe. I don't think there's... You gotta be careful here. Like, I understand what you're saying. Like, the true idealistic hero... Like, the hero that Stain wants... Like, that's impossible. Like, we all agree. What Stain wants... Oh, okay. Excellent, Yob. Okay, yeah, I can read Spanish, so you can type the Spanish if you want. I thought you were like, it was a translation, like you were translating it on the website or something. Okay, so he said exclusive panels in a few minutes. I wonder if he really does have exclusive panels. I like that he has to say exclusive panels now that Midoriya is a factor in all of this. If Izuku returns, can't danger sense detect the traitor? Well, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Like, cause like danger sense, if you think about it, danger sense is a little bit of a it's a plot breaker. So danger sense needs to be limited. We'll have to see. Imagine having an owl or mantis shrimp quirk. Oh man, terraform Mars orbit's great for that. Life must be great for you bilinguals. No, not for me, Tiandre. Like, my Spanish ain't great anymore, so I like speak a really broken Spanish. And then my Cuban accent is like really, really strong. Like for my Spanish, my Cuban accent for the Spanish is really strong. So, it's just, I like people laugh at me more often when I'm speaking Spanish just because yeah, I'm out of practice. And I don't talk to any Spanish speakers over here. I know, right? Yeah, White Despair. What does exclusive mean? It pretty much means no one else has posted it yet. I want Izuku manage to just really break him in this moment. He needs to make a soul-crushing mistake. Yeah, like if we get the mistake here, then that changes things. Because if this is the mistake, then we can start repairing Izuku. How do you think the chapter will end? Ah, yes. I think chapter ends with Izuku maybe getting serious. That's what I'm kind of aiming at. Come on, Natsushi. I need to go to sleep. Okay, so I am going to officially call this in like 20 minutes. Because, like, there's just... I can't stay up any longer, man. I wanted to work on other things, but Atsushi's just bleeding us dry. He's just teasing us with all the panels. I assume Danger Sense only notifies the dangers the user knows about. So it wouldn't alert for the traitor unless they became a threat. But then Izuku is able to be alerted to, like, random dangers like happening at a distance, right? Like... in one of the previous chapters, he's just looking at people running away. All of a sudden, danger sense. He looks to the side. Oh my god. He flies over in that direction, right? So I don't know, like, what do you quantify as only things he knows about? Because then it's like, he turns on danger sense and thinks like, I do not want to be screwed over by the traitor. Is that how it works? Si uno de lo entiendes... Oh, si uno de los dos estudiantes muere, ¿quién será que sería? Y'all, I think, like, my pick has always been Shoto. I don't think anyone else. Okay, now he's posting all the panels. Okay, Atsushi has given up. He's posting all the panels. So you have a smokescreen panel. You have Bakugo's thingamabob, shockwave smokescreen out. You have Black Shadow using Jiro to talk to Izuku. You have Ojiro's tail grab. Oh crap! So is that really the end of the chapter? Does the chapter end with Suyu? So Atsushi posted like 4 images. Atsushi really tried to disrupt your schedule. Yeah, man. Manta Shrimp is basically One Punch Man. Pistol Shrimp would be pretty cool, especially if you saw that Jimmy Fox movie, Project Power. Imagine if Izuku accidentally maims a classmate. That's one of the potentials. If Izuku sees injured, who do you think it will be? Who do I think it'll be? If Izuku injures a student. Bakugo, Ochako, maybe as well, Mineta. Mind you, we haven't seen Mineta yet. He posted on Twitter that it ends with versus Class A climax. Oh, he posted on Twitter? Let me go look. Chapter ends with the line Class A climax. Yeah, it does look like it's Suyu that ends the chapter. That's pretty strong to have Suyu be the one to do it. But we're still missing quite a few of the students. Oh, more images. Okay, so we see Momo and her machine. God, that's a gigantic machine. That's hardcore. Holy crap, guys. Momo's machine is hardcore. You have Tokoyami stuff. Tokoyami breaks. So it looks like next chapter gonna be Bako, Shako, and Ida. So it looks like, oh Yob, let me see if because they're probably gonna update it on this thread. So unless you're on Discord, you won't be able to see it. But I'll just put this here. So go to Manga Helpers. If you go to Manga Helpers, they'll probably load up the images once they copy it from the Discord server. Maybe 2 chapters more and the fight will end. Climax. If the next line is climax, it probably means next chapter this ends. Maybe he'd hurt Koda. He's weak, soft-spoken, and fragile. I'm sure Izuku would feel guilty for hurting someone like him. Or Mineta, so he would cry loudly. Yeah, yeah. Izuku isn't aware that the teachers thought there was a traitor, but he does know and deeply care about whether people are in danger, so I guess that could explain it. Next chapter is going to be Bakugo Chako Ida. Let's see. Yeah, Atsushi's distribution strategy here was pretty interesting, all things considered. Oh god, I still have to put up some videos for YouTube. Damn it, Atsushi. You wrecked my schedule. Oh. You win this one, Atsushi. Anyway, guys, I think we had wonderful conversations tonight. You guys all rock. Good stuff. We all made it. I did not think we would be thinking about reproduction cycles, but there we were. From the spoilers, guys, let me know, how do you feel about the chapter? So far, I think we're on a good track here. I like that we're seeing the kids be able to do something. I like that we're getting a lot of different people coming in there. Ultimately, we wanted to see the kids be useful, and even if it's broken up across 2 chapters, that's really good. Really interesting that Tsuyu got so much here. Oh, okay, so Atsushi just edited something. He says end of chapter. So officially, the end of chapter is Tsuyu next to him saying that she won't let Izuku get away. So that's wonderful. So Tsuyu officially is the end of chapter. Oh, nice, Ty. Nice. Oh, no worry, Poison. I want to be here with you guys. I want to react with you guys. I want to be there to be wrong and be right. It's one of the most fun things. The chapter's okay. Wish Izuku fight more next chapter. Yeah, like this one's interesting in that like we're ending off with Tsuyu having a strong moment. I didn't expect that. Tsuyu ending off with a strong moment and not really. The thing is, like, we don't see Izuku have any kind of shift. We only see the students build their case, and even then, like, so far I think maybe Tsuyu is the only one that said something good. I feel like like only her rhetoric might actually stop Izuku. Everyone else pretty much reminded Izuku of the things he's fighting for, whereas Tsuyu said something worthwhile with, like, we will do this with you. Mind you, like, that might still have an issue of, like, no, you people are not coming with me. Like, freaking Ojiro is not gonna fight any assassin. Oh, Mark, I know I said I'd find Kyle in 2 hours, but I overestimated my abilities. Sorry. Mark, all that matters is that you tried. Seems like it's a really good chapter. I like how everyone is being involved and brings in moments from the entire series. Even moments you wouldn't have expected, like Tokoyami Sports Festival. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Want Tsuyu to steal Deku from Ochako. I bet most people wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. So Shoto and Tsuyu were the most important this chapter. Hate when characters force another character to comply with what they're thinking is right. And then they actually do it in the end after the first or second chance. Does Deku want to get away from his classmates? He's not really trying to get away. No chapter. Oh yeah, no chapter next week, Poison. So guys, there's no Shonen Jump chapter next week. We'll have to come. Well, the streams will still be going on, but then the week after is when we'll be doing stuff. And Chris, I think he wants to get away, but I just don't think he has the energy. Like, I think like his friends are serious. If he wants to get away, I think he has to open himself up to the possibility of hurting them, right? Like, that's what it looks like here. He needs to get ready to hurt them. Otherwise, this, like, he's not going to be able to escape. And I'd be fine with either of those, Tiandre, in all honesty. Oh, good. Summary. Okay, so the summary will be shared later. Nice, nice, nice. So it looks like Shoto caught Izuku in ice with heaven-piercing ice wall. And then Suyu comes in there reminding how she cried. Yeah, I think it's really lovely that Suyu gets oh. Oh, you know what? I think I see All Might's car. All Might's car is on the last panel of the Suyu image. Either that or like the Pro Hero's car. And you can see Heaven Piercing Ice Wall in the background. So All Might's in the vicinity. All Might, imagine, because you couldn't say no to Izuku, you're letting children deal with it. What a failure, All Might. What a goddamn failure you are. Anyway, what happened to protecting Izuku? What happened to the promise you made to his mom? Just gonna watch as Izuku does stupid things? I thought you said you were gonna protect Izuku. I thought you got on your knees to beg to Izuku's mother that you were gonna protect him, and now you're just watching from a distance, dick. Ah, I'm just cranky. But no, it's actually really interesting where Suyu is here. Suyu is so on the image. Suyu is just she's sticking to a building and watching Izuku from a distance. This is adorable though. You know what? That color page might actually be in real time. Violence is the answer. I wonder what pushes Izuku to his limit. I'm glad Izuku kept the same energy he had for civilians with his friends. Yeah. All Might, go get dusted by Shiki, loser. Yeah, Johnny. I like your energy, Johnny. All Might can't convince Izuku the same way Endeavor can't convince Dabi and Toya. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Don't make promises to his mother next time then. Don't make promises that you're gonna protect her child. Like it's quite simple. If he can't talk to Izuku, then that's his failing as an educator and as the person that promised his mother, right? That's all it comes down to. You failed Inko. Mind you, I'm also being a little bit more aggressive on that one just for the sake of discussion, but Inko's trust has been betrayed. And if well, All Might didn't have the foresight to know that this was going to be what it go down to. I see All Might's car in the panel. Yeah. Okay, see you, Tiandre. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna start saying goodnight too. What if Izuku gets serious about to attack someone and All Might turns out to stop him because he'll be making a huge mistake and Izuku actually follows through and hurts him? Oh, that'd be good because that would stop Izuku. They overestimate how much they could control Izuku. Definitely. Like All Might, like 100%. All Might didn't know how bad this could get, even though it happened to him. Like there's like, you know, for these type of situations to happen, there always has to be a lack of judgment occurring at some point. It would be sweet and lovely if Izuku's mom appears and saves him. That'd be interesting. I need Mama to slap the hell out of him, out of All Might. Yeah, well, at least an apology. I feel like he should be able to apologize to his mom, just for letting this go as far as it did. Like honestly, their best chance to stop Izuku was probably after the first explosion. That's probably when they should have stopped him, because after that, everything just gets more desperate. Like they know the warning signs were there, but what are you gonna do? The adults are bad at communicating. All for one worries me. I mean, it worries. Yeah, worries me too, man. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna start saying the good nights. I'll have my spoiler video tomorrow. I'm just waiting for the inevitability that Student X is actually Toga because reasons. It's Suyu. But okay. Saying goodnight to AN683, White, Yobs, Johnny, Miguel, Viz, Mr. Amon, Tiandre, Kayla, Ty, Poison, Chris, White, Mark. There's just so much stuff happened. And guys, thank you so much for coming in and talking and, you know, having fun. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to see the second user quirk. Probably something comes out next chapter. Yeah, maybe. Final theory for the next chapter, Izuku definitely gets serious and makes a mistake, and that's what ends up stopping him. Yep. Alright, cool, guys. Good night to everyone. Ending the stream in 5, 4, 3,